Hey everybody, it's Friday.
Yep.
Here we are once again
Yeah.
for the Friday Sidetracks show.
Yeah.
Our favorite show of the week.
Got Klaus here. He's all ready.
He's from the future.
He's in the future already. It's Saturday.
Can you give us the lottery number?
He's in Norway in the future. Probably drunk.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. Remember McGrady from The Thing?
Yeah.
He's going, hey, Swede. And they go, there are no regions back. Hey, Swede.
It's like, what's it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And he actually called him Sweden.
That's something
He
like...
didn't even call him Swedes. He called him Sweden. Hey, Sweden.
They're like, yo, that's a totally different country.
There are no region back.
But, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, yeah, normally Americans just
He's
be like,
too
whatever.
American to know anything about
Close
Norway.
enough. We don't know anything about it.
No, he's too American.
Americans
to
are
know anything
notoriously bad at geography.
about that. Yeah,
Although I kind
they
of
just
feel
don't
like,
care.
well, I kind of feel like everybody, obviously, they're going to be better at the geography of stuff that's like nearby them. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure if you ask like most Europeans, like, hey, can you name all the U.S. states?
They're not gonna tell you the states.
They probably wouldn't be able to do that.
They wouldn't tell you.
Or like put. Although I to be fair, probably most Americans can't do that either.
Yeah, I think no. Most Americans can recognize California.
Yeah, but I mean,
Texas,
could they do
Florida.
all 50 of them?
Yeah, no,
Probably not.
no, not all 50.
Probably not. Especially some of those ones in the middle that are all kind of just squares and shit. Because even I'm just kind of like, wait, that's Nebraska, right? Which one's Kansas and which one's Nebraska?
I don't think a European's gonna know where Idaho is or Ohio or the difference between Idaho and Ohio.
Idaho is one of the easier ones to pick out though, because it's kind of funny shaped.
North and South Dakota.
Yeah, those are the other ones.
fucking-
Because those are like all the ones in the middle are just kind of
Right.
square. You know what I mean, or rectangle.
Maryland. They're not gonna be able to find that one.
Well, I know where that one is because that's where
Yeah.
my mom is from. So I did a report on it in school, and I remember drawing the shape of it and the flag and everything. Count Orlock is here. CB is here.
They're all
Zach
showing
is
up.
here.
Yep, Zach's
Say,
here.
well. If it ain't Tim and Joni, yeah, here we are.
Yep.
How
Jen
are
can't drink tonight.
I mean, I can drink fluids. I just
Can't
can't
drink
drink alcohol.
Mm.
Because
She has some kind of a problem with the drugs that she's on.
I'm assuming that's what it is.
Yeah. She's on that GLP, and one of the side effects is if you drink alcohol, it can cause your inflammation of your, what is it?
Pancreas.
Pancreas.
And I think maybe
She said she felt like she got kicked in the side.
I have that.
Couldn't sleep
So,
a couple
yeah.
days ago. It's not as bad as it was a couple days ago.
No, like Wednesday night after we did the show, and obviously we drank on the show, it hurt so bad that I couldn't sleep. I think I only slept like an hour, like only because I was just like wrathing around going, and I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, she didn't even tell me.
No, I didn't want to wake you up.
Yeah.
You know how I do. And, that's going to get me killed one of these days probably.
Yeah.
But, I was like, it'll probably go away. And it was a little bit better yesterday, and it's a little bit better today. It's still not great, but everything I looked up about it, like I said, I don't have no insurance or nothing like that, so it's like I'm just gonna wing it, and everything just says, well, you know, don't eat a lot of fatty foods, and don't drink any alcohol. That will like make it worse.
Yeah.
So I'm just not gonna.
That's evidently one of the side effects for GLP.
Yeah, but it's a rarer one,
Yeah.
but it has been reported.
I've had some rare side effects on that shit. Everybody's different.
My brother, I think, had a similar thing because I was
Yeah.
talking to him about it like on
Yeah.
Mother's Day when I went. My mom and all my siblings were there, and my brother was on GLP-1, and he said he had to get off it because of that. He didn't say it was his pancreas, but he was just like, man, it's like it hurt my abdomen like really bad, and
Yeah.
it was just like fucking me up, and I couldn't keep taking it, so he stopped taking it. But you know, and he drinks a lot too, so
Yeah.
that
probably-
might be
probably
like I
what it
said.
was.
So what I'm gonna do is
Doesn't mix well with alcohol.
yeah. So I'm just gonna like not drink for a few days and see if it like clears it up.
That means you're gonna drive back from the club.
I don't want to drive back. I can't drive in the shoes that I usually wear. I'll have to,
You
like,
can take them
fucking
off, drive
'em
barefoot.
I'll have to. You're gonna laugh. I drove to my mom's house barefoot.
Yeah.
I just took my shoes off. I hate
Yeah.
driving in fucking shoes.
I got automatic seats. You can just move them forward. Got the damn.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I feel okay now. It's just kind of like, I did eat today, but not much. Like I just had a little bit of ham and like some some mashed purple potatoes, but that's all I've eaten. And you're not. They said it's caffeine isn't great either, so
She's drinking coffee.
I had half a cup of coffee today.
Yeah.
That's all I had. Usually I would have 2 or 3 cups, but I just had like half a cup today. I didn't really want any more. Because like I said, even like the GLP-1 does make me... It has like almost completely taken my appetite away. So it's like even most of the time when I'm just kind of like, yeah, I should probably eat something, like I don't feel like it. Like even when we were last Friday when we were at Hollywood Studios and I didn't eat anything. Like before we drove over there, like we stopped at McDonald's and Tom got like a couple breakfast sandwiches. I had 1 bite of like an Egg McMuffin and I was like, yeah, that's enough. And then we like walked around in the heat. And then finally at like 2 o'clock, I was like, well, we should probably eat something, even though I didn't really feel like it. And I couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
I just got a salad and I couldn't finish it. Like, I ate what I could out of it. I'm just like, yeah, I better
Eat most
stop.
chicken out of it.
Yeah, I ate the chicken out of it and the tomatoes. But you know what I mean. Tiny said, oh, what happened? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm assuming, like I said, because I can't really afford to like go to a doctor and get it checked out or nothing.
They just charge you $4,000 to tell you you're okay.
Probably more than that, honestly.
Yeah.
So like most of us broke dick people in America, we're just kind of like, well, I'm just gonna diagnose myself and and try to get rid of it on my own.
Artificial intelligence.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the GLP-1 like made my pancreas get inflamed because that is like a rare side effect, but it does happen. And because I was drinking like on Monday night and Wednesday night, that makes it like way worse. So I'm just gonna like not drink for a few days and see if it goes away. It's a lot better because Wednesday night I was for real like thinking about I should probably go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like I was debating, like because I couldn't sleep and I was like I have to be able to sleep so I can work. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. So it'll be all right. I probably won't die. Not today, anyways.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. I hope so. And I don't, to be honest, I don't, even though, I mean, we'll go to the club tomorrow night, as long as, I don't feel horrible, like, if I feel better, we'll go. And I don't even mind not drinking at the club, to be honest. Like, I mostly just go to dance, you know what I mean? So, the drinking's fun, because, kind of loosens you up some. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'll see how I feel tomorrow. I might not want to risk it, but like I said, we'll see. If I feel completely fine tomorrow, I might just have one, but...
Or you can have a beer or something.
Yeah, or something that's like not as... Yeah, or something that's kind of weak. But like I said, I'll see how I feel. Because I definitely want to see if that's...
Wine.
What it was that was causing it. Yeah, you know what I mean? They got coffee there too, although I probably shouldn't have that either. But
yeah, that's probably harder on you than wine.
Yeah, I mean, wine's kind of good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, CB says, me and the girlfriend were at the fetish bar all day. It was Dominatrix Day. Oh, that sounds nice. She's been slapping and calling me a cretin.
Shit.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's love. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So, evidently, the Mandalorian movie's bombing.
It just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, people are... It's having the lowest... turnout. It's even lower than Solo, and like people are saying that it's just dumb. So we'll see. I don't know. It's not good. It's not looking good.
I'm not worried about it.
Some people are just saying, yeah, fuck it. I'll wait till it's on streaming.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. I mean, I like the show.
Yeah.
But it's like, there are movies that I want to see in the theater. Like I said, there's like 3 or 4 horror movies that I've been wanting to see in the theater. But it's like, it's just, like we said before, the theater is so far.
Yeah.
And like, we just never have time to drive all the way over there.
Some of the people were saying that it's just like they took a couple of episodes and mushed them together into like a movie. And they had the feeling that it wasn't as seriously intended as a movie. That it was more like intended as something that they could sell online. You know what I mean? Fucking a streaming movie. They just said they didn't really take it seriously. Just...
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I'm just telling you what they said.
I'm not worried about it one way or the other.
Well, it's a new Star Wars movie. I just didn't know. It's seriously underperforming.
And let me see. Karen says, I'm ill here, tonsil swollen, and we have a heat wave. Yeah, I mean, Florida is just one big long fucking heat wave forever. But but man, swollen tonsils, that sucks. I actually still have my tonsils, as you clearly do also, which I kind of feel like is unusual for our generation, because I feel like everybody that I know had them out at some point, but I never did, because I never had any problem with them, so I just left them in there, you know. But I feel like
mine taken out a long time ago.
Yeah, I feel like most people did. I feel like most people did. That's why I feel like I'm kind of an outlier, at least in our generation. I don't know if they do
I don't think it made a difference.
I don't think they do it anymore.
I think it was just another one of the scams.
I think before, like when we were growing up, as soon as you got like a sore throat, oh, those got to come out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just pulled them out of everybody.
Yeah, it was a way of making money.
Probably, because pretty much everybody I know had their tonsils out at some sort, and their wisdom teeth, and I still have those too.
Yeah, no, mine are gone.
But I never had problems with those either, so I guess I got a big.
Mine all went rotten.
Big fucking mouth.
They had to be pulled out.
Yeah, that does happen. I mean,
they were just being pinched constantly.
Well, they're vestigial, so.
And as soon as they pulled them out, man, it felt like a fucking brick was lifted off the fucking top of my head. Just, I didn't realize how much pressure they kept all the other teeth under.
Yeah.
And it was just, felt a lot better once they were out.
Zach says, aren't tonsils kind of a thing you don't need, like the appendix?
It's just more bullshit.
You don't really need them. I have seen like studies that said, oh, maybe they're good for this, that, and the other thing. But yeah, like your wisdom teeth and shit like that, they're kind of vestigial. So, obviously you're not going to die without them. But I do think that back when we were kids, it did seem like they were just real eager to take them out, like at the slightest provocation.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only reason I never had them taken out was because I never had any health issues that I had to go to a doctor about, because I didn't usually get sick. So they never had a chance to pull them out.
When it comes to medical stuff, what's good in the United States is that we have just master surgeons. They're super good at repairing things, removing things from you, reconstructive surgeries if you get into accidents, really super good cosmetic surgery and plastic surgery if you want to have big ass titties or fucking perfect nose. They'll give you all that. What's wrong with the United States medical system is that it's corrupt. The doctors are trained to be kind of like robots, especially the general practitioners. They really don't know what they're doing. They're just going off a list like a recipe or a mechanic would go through. This may be wrong, so we'll give them this. And what they're giving you is always some kind of patented medicine. It's a medicine that's patented, it's brand new, it's experimental, it's dangerous, there's patents on it. And they try to get the insurance companies to pay for it so some other people can get rich off of selling drugs. And the drug that they're selling you is something that's probably dangerous. And it's something that they had a cure for back in the 1950s. But they're not going to give you that because that's cheap. And you can get that over the counter. So they want to give you something that's brand new and that they can make high commissions on. So, that's the problem with it. And that's what they're trying to fix now. But I don't think they'll ever fix it. The whole thing is designed to just be a money. And when you talk to doctors who are like, have their own practices and like free to speak their own mind kind of deal. Like they had an American doctor that's working in UAE, over in the Middle East. And he doesn't care about his practice in the U.S. anymore because he works over there. And I was listening to him a couple of days ago talking about endocrinology and hormones like testosterone and shit like that. And he was just saying, like, he goes, you do not want to make contact with the American medical system if you don't have to. So pretty much everything they're going to give you is like inferior. And they're going to try to get an insurance company to pay for it. He said, you want to, doing your own research, you can get your hands on all that stuff yourself. And if you have any medical treatment or medical training, you can give yourself those injections and those IVs. So I think artificial intelligence is going to help out a lot to get rid of the doctors. The only thing you need them for is surgeries. And certain kind of like procedures that maybe like, for instance, if you needed dialysis, you can't give yourself dialysis at home yet.
Yeah.
You might eventually, but Just the shit that the guy was talking about made a lot of sense. It's a scam. And a lot of the system here is some kind of a scam.
Counterlock says, I'm almost 52 and I still have my tonsils, but I had my wisdom teeth removed over 30 years ago. And Kieran said, I'm 52 as well. Yeah, I'm 53. I'll be 54 in September.
They took my tonsils and adenoids out when I was about 13. Just because my parents' medical insurance covered it. And you see, the doctor says, oh, well, shit, your insurance covers it. Let's take his tonsils out. So they can make money. And you probably didn't have to take them out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think most of the time.
No.
I don't think they're as removal happy anymore as they used to be. Zach says, when I had my wisdom teeth out, I wound up getting a dry socket. Probably the most painful thing I ever had to deal with, aside from having norovirus at the end of 2024. Yeah, I never had my wisdom teeth out. You know what? I'm not entirely sure, because I never really counted my teeth or anything. I'm not entirely sure that I even have wisdom teeth or if they even grew in at all. I do have a tooth in the very, very, very back, like on this side, which cracked and like came out. But, I mean, you can't see it because it's like way, way in the back. And I don't actually know if that was a wisdom tooth or if it was just like a back tooth. So I don't actually know if I grew any wisdom teeth or not. Because I don't remember anything coming through that. Because usually they grow in later, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember anything like that happening.
There's so much, you can get your hands on so much cool medical technology here in the U.S. You can just buy it. I mean, you can give you don't even really need to get stitches anymore. They have special tape that can tape wounds shut that you can buy. They got all kinds of shit that you don't think about. I can stitch myself up though. I've done it before. And then you can have they even have guns that can staple it together. Staple a wound together.
Yeah, I've seen
You
those.
can buy all that.
Well, yeah, you can get anything.
You can get anything. I saw the machine to do liposuction.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, I've seen them for sale. They're about $700, a used one. That's what somebody was selling that bitch for. Like, wow, you have the machine to do liposuction in your house. The guy was selling it for $700.
Man, it's like
Imagine if you had that. Somebody somewhere's doing that in their house.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a big world out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure more than one person is doing that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's medical technicians that did it for in offices. You know what I mean? They're not even a doctor. They just did it.
And
Doctor showed them how to do it.
They're fucking super rough too. Like,
Yeah,
if you've ever seen anybody do like liposuction, because I used to watch surgery sometimes for some reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, dude.
And now that I know how to use cryptocurrency, I can get any drug I want online. I get them delivered here. Any medical drug. I didn't get that GLP-1 legally. I paid 1/4 the price.
I mean, it's not illegal, really. Well,
It's a great market.
yeah. DVD Dragon says, Tom, if you had to get Steven Seagal back in shape, what stack would you put him on?
Steven Seagal, it'd be hard to get Steven Seagal back in shape because he was never really in shape. He gained a lot of weight early in his age. He ate a lot, and to move him back to an earlier or a better state of, you'd have to put him on test. And you'd have to get him moving, and you'd have to get him on a fucking diet. And I'd put him on GLP, just get some fat off of him, keep him from eating. I'm not sure he'd have the discipline. A lot of people, I've tried to help out a lot of dudes that I knew personally, and got them on test, and they can't do it longer than a couple of months. They don't have the discipline. You know, so when you look at Seagal, you know, he had enough discipline to bullshit his way into a film career and to pretend a lot of shit and to act like he was some kind of Eastern philosopher.
I don't feel like that takes any discipline.
That doesn't take any discipline.
That just takes some chutzpah.
Yeah, it doesn't take any discipline. I don't think you could do anything with him.
Probably not.
No.
Well, he
wouldn't stick to anything.
He's too used to like just being able to sit around and hey, just film my face for 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna go sit in my trailer and eat some donuts. How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't want it enough.
Yeah. But, you know, like you said, sometimes it has to be, I think some people, they have to be confronted with mortality in some way, like before they're motivated.
No, even then.
But even then, sometimes
Some of them don't
because
get-
that would wear off like
It wears
after
off
a
a
while.
while. Yeah.
But
I always had the discipline of steel. I always had very good discipline and self-discipline. If I saw something and I liked it and I wanted it, I did it. And a lot of people aren't like that. But I was like that early in my life. I was always like that. Kind of have like an obsessive personality. A personality of kind of like total immersion too. If I wanted something, I'd just surround myself totally with it. Learn everything about it.
yeah, I'm kind of more of a person that's like, if I decide I'm going to do something, I at least want to finish that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of stubborn about it. Like, I might not want to repeat it, however it turned out, but
What I'm doing now, it's for life. And a lot of people think, well, you got to take these things you got to take testosterone and all these drugs for the rest of your life. Yeah, the rest of your life.
People that have chronic diseases have
Take
to do
things for
that,
the
and
rest
they
of their
don't
lives.
complain about it.
Right.
So it's like you just do what you got to do.
Yeah, but I was talking to a guy who's like my age, in the club, and he goes, "You got to take it for the rest of your life." I said, "Yeah, dude, if you got to take it for the rest of your life," he goes, "Yeah, but the rest of my life is 20 years. I smoked for 25."
Yeah.
And he was, "Oh well, yeah." It's just the rest of your life.
And it's not
You're brushing your teeth the rest of your life.
Yeah, I don't really understand why
you're-
it's that big of a deal. It's like,
Yeah.
especially just taking something.
Yeah.
It's just like, even if it's just like, you injecting testosterone or something like
Yeah.
that, it's only once a week.
Yeah.
It's literally takes like 5
Yeah.
minutes, less than 5 minutes. It's really not
Yeah.
a big deal. It's really not a big deal.
Well, it's because that's a commitment.
Yeah, like I said, you
And-
got to brush your teeth every day.
Yeah.
You got to take a shower every day.
And-
you got to shave every day.
And they're like, "Yeah, but you got to spend money. You spend money for your fucking phone, your phone service,
You spend money on streaming services
your streaming
and video
system."
games.
Yeah, right. What's the problem?
You got to you got to pay your mortgage.
Yeah, my basic testosterone need, the minimum would you'd have to put out $100 something bucks. But if you were to take minimum effective doses of that would probably that's about 4 months. So that's what, $15? No, maybe $20 a month.
Yeah, it's not like I
Yeah.
said, it's not as much as
About
it's
$20
like I said,
a
it's
month.
kind of sometimes it's a big initial outlay, but after that,
Yeah,
it's just maintenance,
it's just maintenance.
and it's not really
Yeah.
that big of a deal.
A lot of times I'm doing a lot of extra shit though too, so I'll do bigger doses and fucking I'll go on cycle and shit. So, but that's not quite the same thing. I'm still spending under $200 a month, and that's what they'll charge you at a clinic. So I still get a good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, Ken Orlock
And-
said,
That's what you'd be spending on your fucking. That's what you'd be spending on your fucking health insurance, and they would just be giving you some fucking
shit, not even.
insulin or
It's
some
way more than
stupid
that.
shit like that. Yeah.
Here's the fucked up thing. Like, even if you have a job, you pay more than that for health insurance, and then when something happens, they won't even pay
You won't
for
pay
it.
that. Right, yeah.
What's the fucking point? What's the fucking point of
Yeah.
having it?
It's better to just take care of yourself. You can get all those drugs.
I would rather just,
Yeah.
risk it. You know what I mean?
You only really need them if you need some kind of a surgery.
Yeah. Man, if I need something like that, I'm just gonna make them do it. I'm gonna tell them I'm indigent, and then I'm just gonna make them bill me.
Everybody does. See, you can get the surgeries. People act like you can't get. You can get the surgeries.
Depending on what it is.
You can just go in the emergency room. They'll give you the surgery,
Yeah.
and they're going to bill you for it. Are you going to pay it? No.
Hell no, I'm not. I couldn't even if I wanted to.
Nobody pays them anyway. And they all just kind of.
Because who the fuck can pay that?
Yeah. No.
Like I said, even if you have insurance.
Yeah.
Like you have, depending on what kind of insurance you have,
Yeah.
usually the cheaper your insurance is,
Yeah.
the less it covers. And you also have a deductible,
Yeah.
which means that you have to pay out of pocket up to a certain amount per year anyway.
Yeah.
So, and it's usually quite a lot
Yeah. See.
before the insurance even kicks in.
Yeah. See, a lot of foreigners don't understand that they say, well, America doesn't have health insurance. Yeah, but everybody gets health care. If you get
Well-
hurt, you're going to fucking go to the emergency room and they're going to fix you. The difference is they're going to fucking bill you for it afterwards. They want you to pay for that. Now, do you have to pay it? No.
And a lot of people don't.
No, people don't pay it. And then your credit's going to go bad. But so what? Your credit will reset after 7 years. So we play a game here. So, they're making money anyway. That gets paid. It's all padded. The reason why the price is so expensive is because they're kind of working in all the other deadbeats that didn't pay for it. So it's averaged out. But they charged the Americans 5 times on all those drugs what they would charge a foreigner. So fuck them. Who cares? It's a corrupt system anyway.
I mean, insurance companies got to get their
Those
big
insurance
huge
are
cut.
just making off.
They're not going poor.
No,
trust me.
They're making rich. They're getting rich.
They're making a bajillion dollars. So I don't really care if I fucking pay them anything or not.
You can get a whole bunch of credit cards and run up $20,000-$30,000. As long as you had those credit cards and paid on them all for 4 or 5 years, you could stop paying all of them and nothing would happen to you. Your credit would just go bad. They'll send you threatening letters. They're not going to they can't send you to prison.
They used to be able to.
Yeah, that's illegal now. They can't do anything to you. So then your credit's going to be bad for 7 years. But the credit is just between the merchants. It has nothing to do with the government. So none of these stores will give you cards. And none of the banks will give you a credit card. They'll give you an ATM card, but they won't give you a credit card. Your credit will be shot for 7 years. And after 7 years, it resets. And those same credit card companies that wanted you to pay will start offering you credit cards again. Yeah. Because they made their money off of you during that time that you paid. Let's say you bought $4,000 worth of stuff. Well, on that credit card. Well, actually, if you added up all the things, you bought $4,000, but you paid them $6,000. So they made $2,000 on you, even though you didn't pay it, because they keep increasing the amount of money you owe them. Every time I look at my credit card bills, my credit limit's higher. When they first gave me those cards, the limit on it was only $1,000. The limit on all of them now is like $10,000. Because they try to catch you. They're trying to get you to sell yourself into debt slavery. And I've been paying on them for so long, they make money no matter what. I could stop paying them now, and they would have still made money. It's just a game. And it's not just on us, man. The whole federal government is like that. The United States federal government plays that game. They owe so much money, they'll never pay it back. But the people they owe the money to will forgive them of the debt to keep the game rolling. It's all artificial money.
Counter Warlock says, after my fiance's thyroidectomy, after her diagnosis, yeah, I had a friend that had that too. She's on a hormone pill forever. She begins radioactive iodine therapy next month to eradicate the remaining cells. Yeah, I had a friend that had her thyroid removed, and yeah, you have to be on shit.
Thyroid forever.
Forever. You have to be on shit forever. Because you can't not have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I used to take thyroid.
That's kind of why I'm always, like I said, I can see if it was something that was like a huge pain in the ass, but if it's something that's just taking a pill every day or, taking an injection once a week or something like that, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the women that take birth control pills every day. You just take it and you have to take it at the same time every day, or it's not that effective.
I was taking T2 and T3 alternately off for a couple months. I got some of that through my dealers, and it promoted weight loss. I lost a little bit, but I wasn't on it for very long. But it was nothing compared to GLP-1. You lose rapid weight loss. Shit worked good.
Yeah, which, like I said, might have been. I don't think I lost it too fast. Because, I mean, I've lost 18 pounds, I think, so far.
In 2 months. Yeah.
And I think it was 2 months, which is a lot, but it's not crazy.
That's a lot.
And
at our age, that's a lot.
And I read too that might have been another thing that could have triggered the pancreas thing, is like losing weight really fast. You know, they kind of explained like why it happened and shit like that, but
because you're clearing all those fats out of your body.
So I just kind of hope that I don't, like, they're like, you want to like not develop stones because you'd have to have surgery to get those removed. But so I'm kind of hoping that that's not. But you know, like I said,
I don't think you've been on it for long enough.
It's not getting worse.
Yeah.
And like actually now I don't feel that bad. You know what I mean? It kind of comes and goes. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Counterolic says the hormone pill makes her feel like her old self again. Yeah, it's, you know, it's crazy how much hormones really do make a difference. I don't notice, because I did, you know, I went back on estrogen and progesterone. I don't really notice much difference. Like, I don't feel particularly different. I don't take that much of it, though. I used to take estrogen and progesterone every day. That's what they tell you to do. But I don't like the way progesterone makes me feel, so now I just take it once a week. And honestly, estrogen, I just started taking it like every other day, or like 3 times a week or something like that, you know? And honestly, like I said, I always liked the dude hormones better. Testosterone makes me feel a little bit better, but you can't. Yeah. I can't take that much of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do take a little bit, but not that much. And Zach says, "Oh, and me taking ADD meds on the daily. Yeah, like lots of people take pills every day. It's really not that much of a hassle.
Yeah, they're talking about the healthcare system and shit. Fucking like a Norway. If you need a hospital, they'll do it. They'll fix you. Yeah. Here they'll reattach an arm. They'll fucking put you back together. They'll do all kinds of shit if you get hurt. They're gonna fucking want you to pay for it afterwards, but you're not gonna pay for it. You might pay some of it, and but they're kind of insured for you not paying for it
because they know that most people can't
afford it. So they're just kind of the hospitals pay insurance for people who don't pay for it. It's all kinds of fucking cycle. The whole thing is a fucking scam. And here's the thing. If you do have health insurance, if you're paying for your own health insurance, or even if they had some kind of a state-funded health care, like the state was doing it here, they still would be rigged up to where the care that they would give you would be the care that profited the state the most. So it would be the fucked up shit. It would be some kind of a brand new proprietary medicine that's experimental and it's patented, so it costs 7 times what the proven medicine that they know works, that they've been using for 50 years. It's 7 times that price, because the purpose of healthcare in the United States is not to make you healthy. The purpose of the healthcare system is to make profit. It's all it is. To make profit for the people that own the drug companies. They're the ones that actually run the system. And when you have a system like that, you're never going to have anything based on science. It was never based on science. So you really want like minimal contact with them. And the only way to get free of them is technology. You can buy technology. I got a goddamn thing in here. Look at this. This thing here can read blood pressure.
Well, yeah, of course. They've had those forever.
These weren't around 50 years ago. I remember you had to go down to a fucking special place, you know, to get that done. Well, soon they're going to be able to have MRIs, and it's going to be you just scan yourself, and you'd be able to get imagery of inside your body, and AI will look at that and goes, "Man, you have cancer."
That'd be really funny if the AI said it like that. "Man, you have cancer." It
says, "Bro, you got cancer, dude."
Or "Bro, you have cancer."
It says, "Bro, you have cancer, dude." All right? And it's AI.
Oh,
shit. Goes, "Where is it?" It's right here. "Oh, shit, bro. You got cancer, dude." And then it's gonna, and then it would like say, "You could go to the hospital with that, but in this other country, they got this pill you can take. It's supposed to be these nanites, and the nanites, we can hook up with them with a Bluetooth, and they'll go in there and they'll eat that cancer out of there, and you'll never even have to fucking make an incision in your body. You want to do that? And they go, yeah. You go, they're not allowed in your country because the medical cartels don't want them in here because they'll lose money. But we could smuggle them to you for fucking $1,000. You want those? Yeah, pay cryptocurrency, and then they show up. That's what the future's gonna be. Gonna be shit like that. It's gonna be technology to get you around the limitations of the state, because the state holds you captive. It tells you what you can and cannot do, and what's legal and what's illegal. So you don't have any right to try anything fucking experimental. You do now. You have a right to try things. But they're controlling what comes in and out of the country. Kinda.
Zach says, by the way, Jen, did you check out that Parallelograms album I told you about? No, I didn't have a chance to yet. Sorry about that. I wrote it down and then I totally spaced. CB said, my family has a history of cancer and diabetes, so a device that can detect it quickly would be fantastic. Yeah, I mean, and they still, obviously they have like a lot of home test shit. You can just go down to like CVS and they got all kind of, you can test your own poop like for colon cancer and
you can get all the tests for that
shit like that. And it's, they're not horribly expensive, but
the problem is,
I don't want to know.
The problem is the average person, their mind isn't thinking about it. They're not really health conscious. They don't care to check on any of this shit. They don't care to educate themselves on any of it. So it doesn't even cross their mind until they're dying. And a lot of times the medical industry doesn't get a hold of them until they're in their final stretch anyway. So they go like, this bitch has got 2 years to live. Let's just go ahead and make our money. Had he been here 15 years ago, maybe we could have helped him. But yeah, we're just going to take his money.
Well, I think that, like I said, because shit's so expensive here, like a lot of people will just, and I'm also guilty of this, is, you just be like, well, just hope it goes away.
No, there's some of those tests are not that expensive, and you can detect it early, which that may be something we ought to do. You could ask Grok to tell you what's a good package of tests that you can to do primary screening at certain ages for cancer and this and that, and it would tell you what to buy and what it would cost, and you could do all the you can do all the preliminary screening right here at the house. They're going to have some badass fucking medical AI programs. The Grok is probably pretty good because it knows about endocrinology. I talked to it about endocrinology. We just haven't been asking. I'm not showing any signs of anything. I basically know what to look for.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that obviously don't show any signs, but it's like I don't feel like, now notwithstanding, but I'm pretty sure I know what that is and like what triggered that.
If I had the ability,
I don't usually have anything weird going on.
If I had an ability to give myself an internal scan, kind of like a full body MRI, I'd do it right now. I'd be looking for cancer. But that fucking MRI is like a couple grand.
Well, easily. I'm sure it's probably way more than that.
Yeah, probably $4,000 to look in you. But soon the technology's gonna be out there where you can do it probably with like a cell phone.
I would imagine, yeah.
Using cellular waves to form an image. Actually, I looked into that a couple years ago, and they said that they did have a few things that were on the market that were a couple grand. That's still too expensive. But they were trying to get it down to where it's like $400.
Right. Which,
and it's the Chinese that are doing it.
That would probably be worth it.
Yeah. And it was something you plugged into a phone. It was like a scanner on a line. You plugged it in, and it had some kind, and you could scan your body. It would form an image.
Now I know that you can pay a couple $100 and get a health-based DNA screening, and it will not necessarily tell you if you have stuff, but it'll tell you what you're statistically likely to get.
Yeah.
So that might be a help too, and I don't think that's that expensive. Because they do different DNA tests. You can do one that's kind of like more genealogy based, or you can do like a health based one.
Most people don't know anything's wrong until they start failing.
Well,
and they wouldn't know anything was wrong because if you go to a general practitioner, they wouldn't see it either. So
Well, that's it. Yeah, and that's always why it's kind of a pain, because especially if you have insurance and your insurance only covers certain doctors, like a certain network, you always have to do everything through your GP or your general physician, and then they have to send you to a specialist if they think something else is wrong.
And they only notice something when a lot of times when it's kind of progressed, you know, when it's progressed pretty far.
I mean, the only time I had anything like that happen was that this was a long time ago, but I just went for like my routine, yearly exam or whatever, and they used to take my blood, and because diabetes and high cholesterol like ran in my family, so they always checked that.
Yeah.
And at one thing, they were taking blood, and they took like 4 vials, and I passed out and went face first onto the floor and had a seizure.
Yeah.
And so then they did an EKG, and they were flipping out and all this other kind of stuff, and they were like, well, you have some kind of like, they thought that I had some kind of heart problem, so they sent me to a cardiologist, and they had me wear a heart monitor for like a week or 2 or something, and they were telling me about, like, I have a weird, not a heart murmur, but it's like, they're like, your heartbeat is irregular, like it speeds up like every time you breathe and then slows back down again. They're like, which is probably nothing to worry about, but I mean, I've lived this long with it, so you know. CB says the doctor told my dad he thought he had cancer for 5 years before it got found. Luckily, it was slow growing. Yeah, certain kinds, that's the thing. Certain kinds are slow growing, and certain kinds, like, they find it, and then, like, 6 months later, you're dead. You know what I mean?
My dad, what killed my dad was basically diabetes. Diabetes just ate him up, ate his heart up. And they just kept finding cancer in him in his fucking final 5 or 6 years, and they were just like, fuck it. You know, you're gonna die from other things before that cancer.
Before the cancer gets to you.
So it got to the point where they just like they were just ignoring all cancer.
Yeah, I think my grandfather, he had multiple things as well. He had emphysema, diabetes. Yeah. I think he had cancer in his brain. I don't even remember what it was that killed him ultimately. You know what I mean? Because he had so many things wrong. And he was on oxygen at the end, too. And my grandmother died of stomach cancer.
Guy I was listening to the other day, this is what brought this all up. He's an Air Force colonel and a doctor. And he's my age. He's jacked like me. He's on all kinds of hormones, and he'll do anabolic steroids and weightlifting and stuff. He looks great. And he said the number one thing that the number one indicator of a long life is muscle mass. The more muscle you have, statistically, the longer you'll live, and the more damage you can take if you get sick. Like if you have a guy, he doesn't hardly have any muscle mass on him, and then he comes down with something, and you've got to like cut it out of him, some kind of cancer. His chances of survival is a lot less than a guy who had 3 times the muscle mass, because they just never really recover. They're too frail. So in other words, guys like what's the guy that fucking we see at the club all night, skinny dude, Mark. A guy like Mark gets sick or gets injured, he has a less chance of recovery because there's just not very much of him there, you know. And they're saying that if you lift heavy weights, it shocks your mitochondria and your DNA and your body, you know. And it's kind of like stem cell therapy. And it fucking causes you to live longer and causes you to be able to avoid cancer. So, this new stem cell, or not stem cell, what do they call it? This new longevity treatment they're working on. It's this fucking peptide that factory resets all your DNA, so you'll kind of age in reverse. It'll reverse aging. They have it. They're working. They're giving it to chimpanzees and shit. The chimps are growing younger, and the mice are living 4 times. They're living to what would be adjusted to about 200 years. And it said, and the guys that are doing it said that lifting weights and hormone therapy, that's about it seems like it's about half of what their new invention is doing. So they said if you wanted to, it'll be out in about 15 years, which means it'll be on the black market before then. I want to get some experimental shit. Take that. Grow younger. It just sounds like something's not possible. But when they explained how it worked, it's like, well, of course. Yeah, that would work. And it's working on those chimpanzees. They said the muzzle, their fucking wrinkles are going away. The males are starting to act more like assholes and shit. They're fighting, chasing females. They act like they're getting younger. But, you know, they have a human lifespan, so you don't know how long they'll live. It'll take a lot longer. But the mice are living 4 times as long as they normally would. So they said that's the human equivalent of like 200 years. And it's just a peptide. Amazing.
Zach says, "Oh great, yet another thing to keep boomers alive longer and keep my generation from ever owning a house."
I don't think they'll be, I don't think they'll make it.
Yeah, because they're getting up there.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make it.
Oh, Klaus says, "Who is CB?" Oh, that's horror fan, wrestling fan. That's that's what his old screen name was, and I just call him that because I don't want to keep saying horror fan, wrestling fan all the time.
No,
why.
I think the Gen X will be the generation that will get that. Because if you look at boomers, they're very risk averse when it comes to medications and drugs. They could be at the edge of death and they won't fucking take a medicine. Well, that might affect my health. Like, bitch, you got 3 days to live. What are you worried about that for? That might hurt me. They're like that. So they won't be apt to take that drug, even if it becomes available to them.
They'll eat stuff like cooked in bacon grease, though.
They'll cook things in bacon grease. They won't inject testosterone. They won't fucking
That's so funny.
They won't take Ozempic.
Yeah, but like I said, they'll do unhealthy shit all day long.
Yeah.
Oh,
They'll sop up all that bacon grease with bread.
What? That's good for you.
Yeah. They'll put it in a baby bottle and give it to a little kid.
They did back in the day.
Did to my dad, yeah. They put honey in the baby bottle.
Well, that's not that bad. Well, actually,
what about your teeth?
I don't think that you're supposed to give honey to babies, though.
They did that shit back then, though.
I know, but you're not supposed to.
Yeah, giving honey to babies.
They know better nowadays, but like back then.
The bees eat it. It's got to be good for you.
It's fine.
Tastes good.
The bees make it. It's like little bee spit.
Yeah.
Honey's good though. Yeah. CB says, yeah, YouTube changed the names around for some reason. Yeah, that's just kind of what I remember his name as before, and it was just like a shorthand. So I know some people are kind of getting confused, but
yeah, Tanya said his grandpa fucking saved bacon grease and used it for
my grandma did.
They'd save it and they put it in a jar right next to the fucking right there next to the stove.
In it.
Yeah, they did that in Mississippi.
Frying some eggs in there.
Yeah, fried your eggs in it.
Yeah, fried.
It tasted good.
It is really good.
Yeah,
it is really good.
Yeah,
but it's so bad for you.
You could reach in there and fucking you cover the fucking insides of the fucking of the pans to make cornbread. Yeah, put it on the pan. Fucking fry up some pancakes and syrup.
Yeah, that's right. My mom used to make pancakes, and then they'd be all crispy around the edges, like and all meaty. Mm. It's like I said, it is delicious.
There's nothing like fucking fried chicken fried bacon grease.
Yeah, it's not gonna kill you if you do it every now and then, but it's like they were doing that like all the time.
Yeah,
and that will absolutely kill you after a while. Just so bad for you.
Fuck you up.
But the thing about it is that I don't know. I guess because I've been rewatching The Food That Built America, on History Channel, or I'm watching it on Hulu actually. And watching that, I think you actually kind of get an appreciation of just how fucking shitty food was back in the early part of the 20th century. Before there was before the FDA or before there was like any regulation, you could like for real like put anything in anything and like no one could do anything about it.
They're putting turpentine inside of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's like inside of milk they're putting like laundry bluing in there to like make it look like it was whiter and like no one gave a shit. It's just like they're like, oh well, one less customer instead of fucking drop dead. You know what I mean? Life's hard, goddamn it.
I don't think they realized that things were poisonous.
I don't know. I think too that they were just kind of like, well, if it didn't kill you right away, then it was all right.
Yeah.
Without realizing that it was maybe like cumulative.
Yeah, they didn't have a concept of a cumulative
of something being cumulative in your body and like causing issues. And you know, everything was just so fucking unsanitary. And it's just like it kind of blows my mind a little bit. And that wasn't really that long ago. That was like in my grandparents' era.
Yeah.
Like or a little bit before my great grandparents. So, I mean, it's a really good show if you've never seen it. Like I don't know if they have it in like other countries, but
they would deep fry chicken in motor oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
knew an old guy that did it, but he said it was delicious. It's just you could never get that same crispiness, but it wasn't the same motor oil you'd have today. It didn't have the detergents in it, and there was stuff that it didn't have in it, but it was you could get it extremely hot and it wouldn't smoke. So you could take a whole chicken, and batter it, and throw it into a big fucking deep fryer full of motor oil. And it was so hot that the oil wouldn't quite really go into the breading. It would just maybe cover the outside of it, so it didn't penetrate it. And the heat was just intense, and it would just cook that chicken. And then when you pulled the chicken out of there, I guess all the oil would just run off the surface of it. And it might have a little bit around side, but he said it had a good flavor. It's just a weird concept, because that's not... Well, I guess it wasn't a synthetic oil. You know what I mean? It's not synthetic oil, and it didn't have artificial colorings to it, and it didn't have detergents in it. It was just petroleum oil, motor oil.
I still crack up that like back in the old days.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like 40s maybe. They used to like wash clothes in gasoline.
Yeah. They put gasoline in their hair.
Yeah.
As like a hair pomade.
Because if you've ever seen, it was on, I can't remember if it was Mystery Science Theater, or I think it was Riff Tracks. And they did a short, and I can't remember what year it was from. I think it was late 40s or very early 50s. And it was like a PSA about, hey, don't blow yourself up while you're washing your clothes in gasoline. I'm like, what? Washing your clothes in gasoline? I didn't know that was a thing. But it was just, I guess it was kind of more like dry cleaning, or I don't really know. I was like, why wouldn't it stink? I don't know.
Because it didn't have the same additives.
Yeah, I know that, but still, I mean, it was still flammable because...
Yeah, but I guess once it evaporated, I guess it didn't leave a smell behind.
Yeah, because otherwise everybody would go around smelling like fucking gasoline.
Or maybe old-fashioned gasoline smelled good.
I don't know.
They believed it to
I didn't know that was the thing until I saw that short.
It was
that's fucking crazy.
It was a way of killing all these little nits.
Yeah, that's what it was for.
Nits and what do you call it thing? Lice.
Yeah.
The little things. Which, like, what are those doing in people?
Well, I guess it was like if you had clothes that were like wool or something. I guess it was like in there.
Maybe inside wool clothing.
I think that's what it was.
You would think that people could. Well, you know what? They didn't have modern washing machines and modern detergents. So maybe if you could get infested, and you couldn't, they weren't killed by the washing machine. I guess.
Yeah.
They would survive it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. You're probably hand washing clothes.
Yeah, that's what they were showing this woman. Like, she had a big tub.
Right.
And she was, like, washing them in the tub, like, with gasoline. And then, like, in the kitchen, and then, like, you know, they had a gas stove, and
they didn't have...
hilarity ensued.
They probably didn't have vacuum cleaners, and they probably didn't really have... all houses probably didn't have running water in them at that time.
Yeah, probably not.
Which meant that a lot of houses had outhouses. There wasn't even any toilets in the house. You had to go out back.
Yes, I wouldn't want to go back to that time.
So,
no thanks.
Could have been that hygiene was pretty bad.
Yeah, I imagine it was.
Or spotty. Some people it was good, some people it was bad. So you might want to teach people. And if you send all your kids to school, maybe like the kids from the dirty house would contaminate the kids from the clean house. You might get little nits and what do you call the nits and fucking lice might jump out of the kids and go into the clean kids.
Well, yeah, they used to check us for that in the 70s.
Yeah, I remember in the 70s them checking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I never.
I don't remember them ever
finding anything.
Yeah, I don't remember them ever finding anything. Not that I ever saw. Unless they kept it on the down low.
Then they kept it secret, maybe.
Yeah, maybe because they didn't want to embarrass the kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anybody. But I don't really remember any like super dirty ass kids.
Yeah.
Like really either.
Yeah.
So. I mean, you don't have to be dirty to get lice necessarily, but it's just kind of like you just have to come in contact with somebody that has it, and they.
Yeah, I don't know how you get lice. You'd have to get lice by living outside.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where they come from.
They come from nature.
Well, yeah, no, I know that, but it's just kind of like.
The only thing that would really spread, that I would think would spread, through people that live inside would be bed bugs.
Well, yeah, and that's still a huge problem nowadays.
Yeah.
And once you fucking get them in your shit, you can't get rid of them. You have to, like, throw everything out. Like, your
evidently,
mattress
New York
and
is, like, bed bug infested.
Well, that's why they tell you, it's like, look, if you see a mattress out by the side of the road, don't fucking touch it. Don't go fucking near it. You're supposed to, technically, you're supposed to wrap it in plastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because just in case, but... and there's, like, a lot of hotels, I think, too, that have that problem.
Yeah. New York City has a lot of fucking roaches, and I heard they have a lot of bed bugs.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there several times, and I never had any issues, but I never really saw any cockroaches either. Did see some big-ass fucking rats, though.
Man, I saw a damn documentary about a whole building that was notoriously infested. Remember? It was like one of those programs, kind of like, Monsters in Society that we saw. Remember?
I don't know.
And the whole fucking 20-story apartment building was just infested with fucking roaches. And dude moved in there, and he said if you turn the lights on, he'd hear things moving in the fucking.
Oh my God, it's like my worst.
And he turned the lights on, all the roaches. He said he just saw a whole swarm of roaches hiding.
Like that movie, Joe's Apartment.
And there was no way to get them out of your apartment because they were inside the walls, in between of this. And it was a big 20-story building. It was the whole building. It was just one big roach nest.
They were like, "This is our house." What are you guys doing?
And it had been condemned like fucking hundreds of times, but they were able to like buy their way out of it. From the corruption and stuff. They were gonna. That whole thing had to be fumigated. I think the building got condemned.
Well, I would think so
because it was too big to fumigate. And it was just fucking infested with roaches. You couldn't live in it.
High Desert said, wasn't radium considered healthy? It was. Spoiler alert, it's not.
There's a famous picture of a dude without a bottom jaw. It's just tongue hanging. That's because he's drinking radium.
Yeah. So like, well, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I think a long time ago, too, didn't they think that, like, mercury was super special because it's silver and it moves all weird and it's like, ooh, it must be some magical elixir. Yeah, don't drink mercury. I mean,
the Romans drank it.
You're going to have a bad time.
Ancient Chinese drank it when they could afford it. It's what happened to one of their emperors.
Yeah.
Drinking too much of that shit drove them crazy.
Like I said, that's what happens. Just because you think it's, like, pretty and looks like fucking...
Yeah.
That's just like fucking Tom when you were a kid, like drinking Aqua Velva or whatever the fuck. Didn't you drink Aqua Velva?
Aqua Velva, yeah.
I could see why. That is really pretty. And it kind of looks like Kool-Aid or Gatorade or something.
I drank two of them.
You drank two of them?
Yeah. Aqua Velvet was green.
Yeah, I remember that. My grandpa
then I drank
had
the blue one. That was Electroshave.
Yeah.
I drank them both.
Were they delicious?
No.
No, they were not delicious.
No, when I was a kid, they were pretty. So
it's like it's pretty like Kool-Aid colors.
Yeah.
Like of course it's gonna be delightful.
I was drunk off my ass. They took me to the emergency room. Fucking the doctor says, well, he's been drinking. Oh, he's okay. He's just drunk. He'll be okay. They took me back.
He drank Aqua Velva.
Yeah, Aqua Velva and Electroshave.
Yeah.
Electroshave. Electroshave.
Yeah.
Which is...
Well, I know they don't make that anymore.
Electroshave anymore.
Do they make Aqua Velva still?
Probably not.
I don't think so. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Those are for electric razors, weren't they?
I don't know. I don't really remember that. I don't remember that brand. I remember Aqua Velva because my grandfather had it.
Yeah.
And it was very pretty. And it had, I remember it had kind of a cool bottle too, unless I'm remembering it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I got into my dad's shit. I was drinking it.
Chug it.
Yeah.
I still remember you telling me that story where like you got taken to the doctor and you were like, what were you, 5?
No, I was a couple years old. It had the fucking.
Oh, okay. So
had the turtles.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was laughing about.
Yeah, that was the same time.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because didn't you have like a bib thing that had?
Yeah, it was a string with a couple things. They make a bib out of it. They put a little napkin in there, and the little clips were these little pink round turtles, and when you press the backs, their mouths would open up. And I had those things like that. I was fucking drunk, and I was like doing the mouth, snapping the mouths at people. And my mom says, "What is that?" And I go, "It's a kitty cat." That's not a kitty cat. It's a turtle. It's a kitty cat. Yeah, kitty cat.
It's like you had maracas.
I was calling the turtles kitty cat. I knew they were turtles, but I couldn't say turtle. I said turkle.
Turkle.
Turkle. Yeah, turkle.
Counterlock says I have a bottle of electric shave right in my cabinet.
Yeah.
Okay. How old is it? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah. What are those? My mom would go, what are those? I go, turkles. Turkles, yeah. But I was going, kitty cats. I thought that was
like, ooh, bet you didn't see that coming.
Didn't see that shit coming. Kitty cats.
See, that's when you get drunk and like think you're funnier than you actually are. Although that is, I admit that's pretty funny.
Yeah. What are those? Kitty cats.
Especially like, it cracks me up like you doing that with the doctor.
Yeah. Snapping at people, snapping at the doctor.
Motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Snapping turtles at him.
Yeah, Counterlock said it's only a couple years old. Okay, so maybe they do still make it.
Good.
It constantly blows my mind like how much old brands are still around. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like I said, I've been watching that food show, and I was watching one about like candy bars, and almost all the candy bars that they talked about are still around today. Yeah. Like, some of them don't sell as much, but I was like, that kind of blows my mind that a lot of them are still around. I was on like a subreddit yesterday, and there was a British person, and they were talking about how much they love Baby Ruth bars. And evidently they don't have those in the UK. I don't remember who makes them over here. And so he was asking how popular Baby Ruth bars were over here. And most people were like, well, they're kind of like mid-tier. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they're not up there with the big ones like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or Snickers or Twix or M&M's or something like that. But it's ones that it's one that you kind of forget about. But then when you eat one, you're like, man, that's pretty good. I should probably get another one. But then like you kind of forget about it again. But evidently they're selling enough of them to still make them. And then I was talking last night to Tom because I was like, man, I really like Zero bars. Yeah. Which are white chocolate with like a weird nougat in the middle, and I think they have almonds in them. Yeah, isn't it almonds?
I think there might be some.
I think it's almonds. I love those fucking things.
Yeah.
And
there was also an Uno bar.
Yeah, I don't think they make those anymore though.
Yeah, it was a smaller company. I think Uno was like that.
I don't remember who makes Zero bars.
Mars.
Do they?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, well, that's why. So I guess somebody must be buying them except me because.
Yeah, it's the same as the Snickers bar, same as Milky Way, Three Musketeers. That's who makes Zero.
Yeah, I never really looked at who made them. I mean, I feel like Hershey's and M&M Mars like make most of the big candy bars. Yeah.
Mars makes them. They just don't. You have to look harder to find them. Sometimes they're like in the corner.
They even have them. I've seen them at the Dollar General. Like they'll have them like in the front, like by the cash register.
A lot of times they're near the York peppermint patties.
Yeah, I like those too. Those are good frozen.
Yeah.
Mm. Tom went over there last night and got like just a bag of.
Yeah.
Because we were watching, like I said, the food, and some of them like it's about all different kind of food. But there was one that's kind of like Hershey's and M&M Mars, like how they started. And then there was one last night that was Russell Stover and Whitman's, like Whitman's Sampler, like how that started. And that was really interesting too. But so he's like, man, this is making me want some chocolate and we don't have any.
Yeah.
So he went over there and got like a bag that has Almond Joy,
Yeah.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah. York peppermint patty,
and I think Kit Kat's in it.
and it has Hershey's chocolate.
Oh, does it? I didn't see any of those.
Hershey's chocolate bars.
I didn't see any of those.
It had all the good ones in it.
Yeah, it didn't have any bullshit ones.
No.
And honestly, I'm pretty. I like most candy bars. Like I like some more than others, obviously, but pretty much most of the main candy bars, I'm not gonna say no. Like if somebody gives me one, you know what I mean? I'd be like, all right, that works. Kieran says, do you have Cadbury's in the USA?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I think that's American.
But no, it's not. It's
not
British.
who makes it?
No, it's British.
It's British. Okay.
Cadbury's British.
Okay, yeah, we got
But
all that.
I don't think the same factory makes it. So, from what I could determine, because I was in the UK a lot in the 90s and 2000s, it's not as good here. It's still okay. However, if you go to like an Asian market, like an Indian market, it'll usually have like an end cap that has like all British chocolates, and that's usually, I think, imported, because most of those taste more like the British ones to me. But I think most of the ones they sell, because we have Cadbury here, like regular
It's all the
stuff,
time.
but I think Hershey's might make it here.
All right.
I think I don't know what recipe they use. It doesn't taste the same to me as
Cadbury's big for like holiday.
Yeah, like especially around Easter,
Around
like
Easter
Cadbury
time.
cream eggs, everybody loves those.
Easter,
But
Christmas.
the chocolate isn't as good as it is in Britain, I noticed.
And a lot of Cadbury eggs.
Yeah.
It's got like a goop in there.
Yeah, those are good,
They're pretty
but I can only eat like one of those a year.
Super sweet.
They're very, very
Yeah.
yeah. Kieran says Kraft have taken over. Okay, so
Yeah.
I knew that it wasn't the same company that made, because I think there's some kind of licensing agreement. So it's not the same place that makes it in the US as makes it in the UK, because it doesn't taste the same to me.
Yeah,
it's not bad, but it's not as good.
Yeah, some foreigners will get their hands on Hershey's chocolate. They think that's the only chocolate we have. We got a shit ton of chocolate.
And a lot of it's better than Hershey's.
Yeah.
I don't mind Hershey's.
Hershey's is very basic.
But that's kind of like just your basic
Yeah.
cheap
We have
ass
Dove.
chocolate.
We have
Dove
that's
is really good.
We have all kinds of stuff. And then
Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli, yeah.
Ghirardelli is really good.
We have a shit ton of different kinds of chocolate. And then there are also local confectioners that make candy. I don't see one around here, but if you were to look for one, you'd find one.
Yeah, they got them everywhere.
You could get a whole fucking thing of chocolate. You could probably buy a 10-pound box of chocolate bars, unwrapped, just stacked. It might cost you $100, but it'd be the best chocolate you ever had. Because it would all be made right there.
Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite things to do when I go to St. Augustine is they have a tiny, tiny little candy shop there. They mostly do fudge, but they do other stuff too. And they make everything on site. And you just buy it by the pound, like in chunks. Yeah. And they make all different flavors, like butter pecan and mint and regular like nuts, everything. And it's been there forever. Well, it was for real there since I was a child, and I'm sure it was there before I was born. And man, their shit is like really, really good. I think last time I went to St. Augustine a few years back, I got I can't remember what flavor I got. I think I got I didn't get a whole pound of each because I was like, that's a little excessive just for me. But I got like a quarter pound of a couple different flavors.
You could get European style chocolates. You could get Mexican and Central American chocolate that has red chili pepper in it. All the different kinds of chocolate you can get here.
And if you go to World Market, which is a huge, huge, huge like big box store, it has chocolate from pretty much all over the world.
Yeah.
Like it even has some of those crazy Japanese Kit Kats and all those like crazy flavors that we don't ever get. It's like, it kills me because I feel like I don't know, maybe not so much nowadays, but I feel like the United States is always known as like, ooh, this crazy like land of excess or whatever. But then, like, when I see the offerings that other countries have, like in candy or in fast food, like, it's way cooler than the shit we have. I'm so mad that, like, we don't get some of the cool shit that they have, like, at fast food restaurants in other countries.
You can get it, but you have to order it.
Well, not at a fast food place, because obviously not that. But, like, chocolates, yeah, you can order that.
Here, a Kit Kat is just a very basic candy. You go to Japan, they got 40 different kinds of Kit Kats.
They got green tea.
Shit that you never see here.
They got crazy.
You can get it here, but you'd have to order it.
And some stores have them sometimes. Like, if you go to FYE, which is like a mall store that does like movies and stuff, but then they have like a little section, because they have like a lot of anime stuff there. They have a little section of like Japanese snacks. So sometimes they have some of the Kit Kats, sometimes they have some of the crazy like Pringles flavors.
Yeah. If you put some Japanese Kit Kats here on a 7-Eleven checkout stand, that shit would never sell. People wouldn't buy that.
Probably not.
There's something about Americans, they're very conservative. They like things to remain the same. When they go to McDonald's, they want a McDonald's hamburger. They don't want chicken cordon bleu. You go to France, you can have that shit. You know, the McDonald's in other countries is actually better than our McDonald's here. We've had the same McDonald's for fucking since I was a little kid.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they've added.
And you only get McRib like maybe once a year.
Yeah.
And the Shamrock Shake. But other than that, it's always the same, and it's always extremely basic because that's what sells.
Yeah.
They don't like to have fancy bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
the only thing that's fancy compared to say Europe that we have is that our desserts are a lot better. Like cake in Europe is not very sweet. Here it's very sweet. It's got a lot of sugar in it.
Well, it depends on the kind of cake.
Everybody said that. Shit, my mother went there, said she couldn't get any cake that was any sweet. But she said that the Italians had really good desserts, but it wasn't cake, it was other stuff.
Yeah.
But she said the cake was all very bland across Europe. Even in Eastern Europe, the cake was bland. It's like it didn't have any sugar in it. Because I think she thought that sugar was imported going back hundreds of years. Now here, we've always had sugar. Sugar cane has always been throughout the United States.
I mean, you can put other things in there to sweeten it, like honey.
She just said it wasn't sweet. But here's the thing: American cake is so fucking sweet, I can't eat it.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on what kind of cake it is, obviously. But
I can't eat the fucking frosting. American cake frosting is butter mixed with icing sugar and flavoring. Pure. You eat one slice, man, you can't finish it.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's extremely sweet, extremely rich. So one of the cakes we do like here is a white cake that doesn't have any frosting on it. It's just got whipped cream and fruit. I can eat that whole cake.
Yeah.
I can sit there and eat a whole cake of that.
I usually get them from the Publix bakery.
Yeah.
I usually get them that from, what is it called? Yeah. I think it's called Strawberry Peach Sensation or something like that. And I get him that for his birthday like pretty much every year.
It's pure, American cake frosting is pure butter with sugar. Whipped.
That's kind of the most standard.
That's all it is.
Now, I mean, if you get like carrot cake, that's like a cream cheese based frosting.
With sugar.
Which is also pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But carrot cake isn't super sweet.
No.
So it's not like a nicer balance.
Kind of balances it out.
It kind of balances it out. And then like if you have something like German chocolate cake, that has that kind of... How do they make that? That's like some kind of weird frosting that has like coconut in it, but it's like...
It's caramel.
Yeah, it's more
caramel
of like a...
type frosting.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is that's a North American thing. In Brazil, their cake wasn't very sweet. You could eat a lot of it. But no, I can't eat American cake. It's fucking extremely sweet. And then to put ice cream on it.
Yeah.
To make it less sweet. That's why you can eat more of it because it's got ice cream on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little too sweet for me. Too rich.
I can eat it, but yeah, like if it's got,
especially a real small piece.
Especially if it's one of those ones that has a lot of decoration, like flowers and shit on the top. That's all frosting. I mean, frosting's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Don't think that I haven't like just eaten frosting right out of the can, because I have. You know what I mean? But yeah, the older I get, like the less appealing that is.
Yeah.
Tani says, The American chocolate in Norway, at least, is strange. It doesn't melt in the mouth, and it gives a strange layer in the top of the mouth, like fat but really hard. I don't know how to describe it.
What brand were you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
American chocolate doesn't mean anything because we have.
I'm assuming that it's probably like Hershey's because I feel like that's the one that's kind of the most ubiquitous.
We have some chocolate that's made here. I couldn't even tell you what brand it was. What's that fucking company that makes all the chocolate bunnies for Easter?
Palmer. That's some cheap ass shit.
Palmer's some cheap ass fucking chocolate.
You never see Palmer anything except like at Easter time. I'm sure I think they make some Halloween shit too.
The advantage,
but it's like holiday candy. They don't make any regular.
The advantage of Palmer is that it's big.
Yeah.
You could give a kid a big fucking chocolate bunny, and it only costs you $2 to give it to. But it's just like this weird.
It's kind of waxy.
Off-tasting chocolate. Yeah, it doesn't really taste that good.
It's not terrible, but it's not great.
It's
not great.
Hershey's, I like Hershey's chocolate. And it's not just one kind. They have a bunch of it. They have different, like semi-sweet. They got milk chocolate.
Special dark.
So there isn't just one kind of Hershey's. But the basic Hershey bar was the one that goes all the way back to the early 1900s. And I like that one. And it has a unique flavor that when they was making it, the milk in it curdled slightly, went sour during the making process. And the guy who was making it, the chef, is like, that's not right. But the owner of Mr. Hershey says, no, let's go with that.
Hershey, that was his name.
Because I like that. Let's go with that. And that was how they went with that. That's the recipe they went with. And it's it has a sour kind of note to it. It's chocolate with a slight tart sourness to it, which we grew up with it.
Yeah, so it doesn't taste weird to us.
Yeah, it just tastes like that's just one of the ways chocolate could come with. Now, if you put a European chocolate next to it, it just it tastes a little bland. It's good, but it's just because we also have those chocolates here also. Like Dove tastes like that. Just tastes sweet to us.
I like Dove a lot better than Hershey's though.
Yeah.
And
Hershey's kind of has a slight tartness to it. Kind of a sour note.
But the thing that always fascinates me about Hershey, like I said, and they kind of went a lot into this on the show, was that they're like, you have to understand, before Milton Hershey came along, that was the dude's name, and he built a whole ass town, still there, Hershey, Pennsylvania, like for all his workers. Is that they had nice chocolate in Europe already, but it was kind of seen as like a rich person's thing. Like working class people couldn't afford.
Yeah, it was too expensive.
Chocolate, it was too expensive. So his idea was he wanted to have like an American chocolate that everybody could afford, like a, you know,
even a poor person.
Like even a poor person could have this little indulgence.
Yeah, a little chocolate bar.
So yeah, so he took like a really long time like researching how to do it and all this other kind of shit. And like so they sold it for 5 cents, I think, like at the beginning. And it was like a huge
It took over the United States.
Success. Yeah, and then like I said, then you got the Mars people, which I think was a father and son.
Everybody made candy bars bought that chocolate.
Yeah.
To make their candy, to cover their candy bars in it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that Hershey for a long time had kind of a monopoly on the chocolate. So if you were making chocolate like the Mars company was, that was their competitor, but they still had to source the chocolate from Hershey to make their candy, which was competing with Hershey.
She says it's Hershey's that she's talking about. Or
that's what
Reese's.
I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, it might not be the same recipe that they're, because they might be making it in factories over there. Because I know, like I said, in the case of Cadbury, they sell Cadbury in the United States, but it's not imported. They make it in factories here, so I don't think the recipe is quite the same.
Yeah, and who knows what they're giving you in Europe? It might be more waxy than the one that we get here, because it maybe can't command a high price in Europe, so they might have they might reduce the price. And in order to reduce the price, they might make it a little more waxy. Here, it's not. I wouldn't call it a waxy chocolate.
Some cheaper chocolate is waxy.
We have cheap chocolate that's waxy, but not Hershey's.
But Hershey is not waxy to me.
No. Now there is some. When I was in the Army, they would issue us candy bars that were Hershey's chocolate bars that were waxy, but they had to be waxy to tolerate the heat.
So they wouldn't melt.
So to keep them from melting.
Yeah, they did that on purpose.
It did it on purpose. So it wasn't quite the same chocolate bar. So you might have getting something like that. And then there are a lot of other American brands. Like I said, some of them I couldn't even.
I like them.
Was one called Carver?
I don't know about that.
It was just another one of the cheap ones.
Yeah.
Carver, I think. They had some companies here that have been around for a long time that I really couldn't even name, and you only see them during Easter, or Halloween, or Christmas, and they sell real budget candy and chocolate.
Like to put in people's stockings.
To put in people's stocking, more like a decoration, more than, maybe low income houses have it, and it's just like little coins and shit, chocolate coins and fucking metallic wrappers, and it looks pretty, and the kids can play with it.
Yeah, they don't taste that good though.
They don't taste good, but little
we got some
little
of those
chocolate Santa Clauses and little in metal foil, and it's just everywhere. You take it for granted, and it's cheap, and it doesn't taste that good.
No,
but it's not really meant for an adult to eat.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's for a little kid, like to put in their Easter basket or their Christmas stocking or whatever. And it's like kids aren't that discerning.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like I said,
like some colorful shit.
As far as American chocolate goes, I like Ghirardelli, which I think is based in San Francisco, and they sell. Do they do bars? I don't even know if they do. I don't know if I've ever got a bar from them. They usually sell in these bags, and then they're just like in these little squares.
Yeah.
And they have all different ones. They have like just plain chocolate. They have chocolate with mint. They have caramel. They have dark chocolate. They have sea salt. Pretty much anything you want. And I will also note that they also make a brownie mix that is easily the best brownie mix on the market of all the ones that I've had. Like Ghirardelli always comes out like really fucking good.
Ghirardelli like the best. That's like a deluxe American brand.
Yeah, that shit's good.
Although I would say the best American chocolate bar brand is Dove.
Dove is good too.
Dove is
it's very milky.
Real soft, and it just melts in your mouth and falls apart. It's almost kind of like little ice cubes of fucking... No way to describe it. It's almost kind of like ice cream.
And I don't even know what company... I know that's owned by a much larger conglomerate as pretty much everything.
I thought it might have been M&M's. Wasn't it Mars?
No, I don't know. Now I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, Dove.
Yeah, I don't know who owns Dove.
They're a little bar. It's about that big as tall.
It's probably... I don't know. I feel like probably Kraft owns them. They own everything.
Yeah. There was another one. Wasn't there another brand called Ice Cube?
No, that's gum.
I thought it was ice cubes. I thought it was little gold metallic wrapped pieces of chocolate had a bear on the top of it. I thought it was called Ice Cube.
No, the only... What you might be thinking of... The thing with the bear. That might be chocolate raisin. That's not American.
No, this was an American one. I thought it was called
Those are cubes, and they're hard. They're real good though. That's like real super hard.
Another
caramel.
one that I used to like was a good American one. Was called a damn Chunky. Remember the Chunky bar?
I remember
You never see them anymore. It was a big...
Yeah, I don't know if they make those.
It was a square about that big, about that tall.
It was chunky, all right.
It was a big old... And it had peanuts, and it was a big old...
Some of them had raisins in it, too.
Raisins inside chocolate.
Why do they got to put fucking
And I don't think
raisins
it's as good as it used to be. But when I was a kid, those things were great.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, chunky.
But like I said, I always seem like... I don't know how this always happened to me, but it's like, I don't know if somebody would buy them for me and I'd be all excited and then be like, why does it have raisins in it? Why do they have raisins in them? Why are they going to ruin stuff by putting raisins in shit? It's just like when you make oatmeal cookies and it's like, don't put fucking raisins in that shit. You're just ruining it. If you want to put anything in the oatmeal cookies, put some fucking walnuts in there. That's way better. Don't fucking raisins in anything.
Times when those are fun and it tastes awful though. She must be talking about the little foil covered
the coins
and shit.
Yeah, I always remember they came like in a little net bag.
Yeah, in a bag. Yeah.
And like, what I feel like that was mostly Was that a Christmas thing? I guess. It's not really Christmassy, though, is it? But I do kind of feel like it was sometimes in our Christmas stocking. But yeah, they weren't... They don't taste very good. They don't taste very good. That was kind of like, you know, when you got down to, like, you out of chocolate, like, a few days after the holiday, you were like, well, I guess I'll eat this shit now. It's like, they look pretty, but... Counter Orlock says, give me a chocolate chip oatmeal cookie anytime. See, exactly. And actually, that even better, chocolate chips and nuts in the oatmeal cookie. But keep the fucking raisins out of there. I know some people like raisins. I'm not hating. I'm just... I don't know why you'd want to put raisins in stuff. Especially not... Because oatmeal cookies are fucking delicious. And why you would want to crap them up with fucking raisins, I just can't imagine. Another one of those shows that was really interesting, speaking of chocolate chip cookies, is that... I guess I never thought about this because chocolate chip cookies are just so fucking ubiquitous. That's kind of like the quintessential cookie, I feel like. But that was like legit invented by a woman who made it. And it was kind of an accident. Like she ran a restaurant with her husband called the Toll House. And I can't remember where, was it in Connecticut or Vermont, or I can't remember, somewhere in New England, I think it was. And she made all the dishes, like she did the menu and stuff, and she had this one dish that was kind of like this, I think it was like homemade ice cream, and she'd made these little like butter pecan cookies that went with it, and it just came free with it. It wasn't part of the dish really, but what was I saying? But so many people liked it and were like asking for it that she's like, oh, maybe I should like do a cookie like for a dessert, because restaurants didn't really do that. And so she was kind of farting around with different recipes and stuff. And she decided she was going to make this cookie and put like chocolate chunks in it. And her husband went to the store to get like the baker's chocolate, like you're supposed to get, which is not sweet. And he's like, they didn't have any, so he brought like a sweet candy bar. And she was like, well, shit, let me see how this works out. And it was like milk chocolate, and she busted it all up and put it in the cookie dough, and it came out delicious. You know? So at that point, that was how the whole Toll House thing came. But I was just kind of like, because chocolate chip cookies are so... Like, everybody knows chocolate chip cookies, and it blows my mind to think that, like 100 years ago, some woman just came up with that, like in her restaurant kitchen. Like they didn't have them before that. And then they were talking, because it was kind of, they were talking about that, and they were talking about Toll House and how they did the, I don't know if they have this in other countries, but where they have the tube of dough and you just cut the dough off and then you bake it. And they're really good. I mean, you know, so like super easy. And then they were talking about, it was Nabisco, right? Doesn't Nabisco make Chips Ahoy? Yeah. And how they were making Chips Ahoy, and they were like, they were kind of having a hard time because it's like, well, we want these to be shelf stable, but you can't make them like ooey gooey Toll House cookies.
You can't put eggs in. You can't put
because you can't put anything like perishable in there, obviously, because they have to sit on a store shelf. So they couldn't make them like all soft and yummy like the Toll House ones were that you made in your house. So they all kept coming out like hard as a rock, and finally they were just like, fuck it, we're just gonna sell them like that. And it worked out.
Almond.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, I gotta go pee, but like, you know.
You can't sit here and eat one. You gotta.
No, I have to go to the bathroom. I was waiting for you to come back so I could go to the bathroom.
Eat up my chocolate. I was talking about candy. I had to go get some. Cat running around. That's what everybody's talking about. DVD Dragon says Dove is the Wagyu of fucking chocolate. Yeah. Real fucking soft. Tiny's talking about cookies with white chocolate and chopped pecan. Yeah. Klaus, she's telling Klaus that they evolved to cookies. Okay, because Klaus didn't want us to talk about chocolate anymore. We're talking about cookies now, bro. Talk to me. Say something funny. I say something funny when it's called for. I'm not a fucking organ grinder monkey. I'm not on here just jumping around like a clown, you know, being funny. That's not how I do it. Jack's talking about how good German chocolate is.
Yeah, European chocolate is better than American chocolate. Well, better than like the mass-produced American chocolate.
That's easy to do. That's easy to beat, though.
Yeah. Oh, Kieran says pineapple on pizza, yes. Mint with chocolate, no. Ooh, now I'm gonna have to. I also like pineapple on pizza, but mint and chocolate is probably one of my favorite combinations. I like mint anything.
I make mint ice cream.
Yeah, he makes mint ice cream
with Oreo cookies.
With like chocolate cookies, like
Oreo
chocolate Oreo cookies.
Yeah.
And it is fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's bright green.
Because we have an ice cream maker.
Yeah, ice cream maker, yeah.
I mean, pretty much like every single flavor you make is good. Like he makes a berry cobbler one that's really good.
Yeah.
You make a coffee one one that has like trail mix in it. Yeah. So it has like chocolate and nuts and.
Yeah, it's instant. It's instant coffee. It's instant coffee inside vanilla ice cream with salt, and then some kind of trail mix. Mm. So you know, chocolate and nuts, raisins or whatever.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It's good.
Although I think that trail mix that we have, I don't think those are.
I put fudge in it too.
I don't think those are raisins. I think those are cranberries, they're dried cranberries.
Dried cranberries.
Which dried cranberries are totally fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Most people can't get that though.
I mean, oatmeal cookies with dried cranberries in it is also good. I just don't like raisins.
I tried to put chocolate in the like chocolate chip mint ice cream. I tried to do that. The chocolate gets too hard.
Yeah.
Some kind of chocolate cookie's better.
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
And because
I use Oreos because you can get those cheap.
And because the mint will like soak into the cookie and make it taste like a thin mint, like Girl Scout cookie.
Yeah.
Even though the cookies are not mint flavored.
The ice cream kind of seeps into the cookie over time. So it's not hard. You just get a nice bite of chocolate in there, and then they got the cream filling from the Oreo cookie. And I don't even use real Oreos. I use generic.
Yeah, they're just the generic ones.
I use generic fucking Oreo rip-off cookies because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're just
it
as
doesn't
good.
matter. It's the same. It's close enough.
Yeah, Zach says, though, when you think about Oreos, they don't really taste like chocolate, do they? No, they don't.
No.
Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Oreos. If I'm going to eat Oreos, they have to be double stuffs.
Yeah.
Because fuck those little bullshit flat ones with only that much cream in there. And I also like the double stuffed ones that are wrapped in white chocolate, that are dipped in white chocolate. Those ones are good. But just the plain ones, yeah, I don't really like the cookie bit. It's just, it doesn't have much. I guess it's good because, I mean, obviously that's like a hugely selling cookie, so I'm, in the minority on this. But I guess because the cream inside it is so sweet that you don't really need the chocolate to be super strong, so it's kind of a bland.
Oreo cookie, you're right. It's not quite a chocolate flavor. It's kind of almost closer to coffee flavored. In a way, it's.
Yeah, it doesn't have much flavor, honestly.
It's just kind of a burnt flavor.
Kinda, yeah.
It's chocolate. It's just not. Look, man. It's a lot easier to bite into a frozen Oreo or a piece of frozen Oreo than it is to a piece of frozen chocolate. That's hard as a rock.
Yeah, because the first time he did it, he'd use like busted up chocolate.
Yeah, and it's just too fucking hard.
And it was just, it just froze too hard and it didn't work out. So the cookies work out much better.
Work out a lot better.
Because you just break the cookies up into little pieces.
Take the cookies and just cut them with a knife on a cutting board. And you don't put them in the mixer. You put them in the cups that you're making and you spoon the ice cream in there and put some more and then spoon, then layer it.
Yeah.
Then freeze it again. By the time you come get it, man, that those cookies have kind of softened up a little bit. They're beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good. Carla says, I love coffee and pistachio ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, I like most flavors. I'm not a big fan of like fruity flavors. I do like lemon. He also makes a really good lemon ice cream with broken up lemon cookies in it.
Yeah.
Like little lemon sandwich cookies, and that's also really good.
Yeah.
And the berry cobbler one you make is good too. But I think I like that one because of the cobbler aspect.
Yeah.
Because it has like a pie crust.
Yeah.
Kind of taste to it, like on top of the berry.
Yeah, it's just cinnamon. It's sugar, cinnamon, and
yeah, it tastes like a berry pie
and butter.
Yeah.
And melted butter.
Yeah, that's how you make it taste.
That's how you cook that. You cook the berries in that.
Yeah, Zach says, it's like I'd kill to try that lemon ice cream. Yeah, it's super good. Like every flavor you've ever made is good, but those are the ones I remember the most fondly.
Yeah, it's vanilla ice cream with lemon juice in it.
Yeah,
and then the cookies. That's all it is.
And let me see. Oh, and Counterlog said craisins are good in chicken salad with either walnuts or pecans. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I do that all the time.
Yeah, we put those in there.
Yeah, and I put what's that herb? Fuck.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
In the chicken salad. Always put it in the chicken salad. Rosemary?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's rosemary. Rosemary.
It's yeah, but like honestly, like anytime you do chicken salad or tuna salad, you know, putting like something with some crunch in there. I like that. Tuna salad I like with like green apple in it.
Yeah, it's good. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, that's really good.
Forgot all about that one. That's good.
Yeah, like little cut up green apples. Zach says they do have mint flavor Oreos though, and the lemon flavor ones too. Yeah, I remember the mint ones being okay, and I know that they have. See, if I'm gonna eat like a sandwich cookie like that, I'd rather have one that was not chocolate because I like the taste of vanilla cookies better than chocolate cookies generally. And then Zach said, I think lemon is my second favorite flavor for sweet stuff after mint. Yeah, lemon shit's good. Like, didn't you make that lemon bundt cake that time?
Yeah.
Man, that was good.
Yep. Haven't made one of those in a while.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but it's just like, yeah, that fucking bundt cake.
I got the pan.
Well, yeah, you kind of need the pan.
Yeah.
To make a bundt cake.
You got to use 2 of the mixes in it. With the lemon icing.
Yeah. Tiny says, I guess the confusion of what flavor is this is why we eat half a pack of Oreos. I'm like, yeah. I'm kind of, yeah, like I said, if I'm going to pick up, like, store-bought cookies, we don't usually, I don't know, I don't usually get Oreos. Like, I'll eat them. I don't hate them or nothing, but they're not my favorite. I do like sandwich cookies, but not chocolate ones generally. And honestly, I like Lorna Doones. I know that's like an old person. That's an old person cookie. But, man, we were in CVS one time, like, before we went to the movies. And, you know, because you're going to go there and get the cheap-ass, like, movie candy or movie snacks or whatever instead of paying $6 for them at the theater. And I was like, you know, I was going to get some peanut M&Ms, but I think I'm going to get, like, a little pack of Lorna Doones. Because I don't even think they have those at the movie theater. They're shortbread. You know what I mean? But I love a good shortbread cookie. And honestly, some of the best cookies over here, I think, are Pepperidge Farm. Like those ones that come in those white bags. Especially those mint Milanos. Oh, I could eat a whole fucking bag of those. I like the mint Milanos and the Chessmen. And what are those big, like, chunky ones? Sausalito or whatever they call those. Like the big chunky ones that have, like, big chunky chocolate chips and nuts and stuff. And I think they have one that's, like, white chocolate chunk and macadamia nut. Like, I think they have those, too. It's like we don't usually buy a lot of junk food. You know what I mean? Like every now and then we'll get a craving, like he got like last night to go get some chocolate. But we don't keep a lot of it in the house. I think all we have right now is those little chocolate bars, and I think we have some Pop-Tarts. You know what I mean? And they're not even like real Pop-Tarts. They're like generic Dollar General Pop-Tarts, but they're just as good. I honestly can't tell the difference between the Dollar General Pop-Tarts and regular ass Pop-Tarts. They taste just as good to me. Zach says my grandma's favorite cookies were pecan sandies. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Oh man, I like those too.
It's old 70s cookie, man. I remember those first came
That's
out.
what I mean. That's like
Remember lemon coolers?
Yeah.
Those are really good. That's made by Sunshine.
Did they still make those?
Nah.
Didn't they come in like a green box?
Green box with a yellow top.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were a little round cookie. They were covered in white icing sugar. And they were a white cookie with little lemon flavored like chips. Man, they were good.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
I liked those little
Make you fat.
well, all that stuff will if you eat enough of it.
That's all the little southern kids got fat eating them damn lemon coolers.
Because you could buy this. Well, it was like it was almost like a cereal box.
Yeah, the size of a cereal
size.
box. Yeah.
Of like these round like
Cookies.
lemon cookies.
Yeah.
Man, those were good.
Fucking right. That made a whole shit ton of fucking diabetics and hypoglycemics and stuff eating those
Yeah,
things.
like I said, that's why we all have diabetes
Yeah.
down here. Yeah, Tiny says we don't have those here. I guess talking about pecan sandies. Yeah, those are
Pecan
also
sandies, yeah.
like I think Keebler makes those.
Yeah.
Those are also they're shortbread, right? They're shortbread, but they have
With
pecans
pecan
in
in
them.
'em, yeah.
Because I was saying that how much I love Lorna Doones,
Yeah.
which are just pretty much just little square shortbread cookies. Shortbread cookies are no fucking joke, man. I like shortbread. But yeah, shortbread seems like a very old person thing.
Yeah.
But I like
They're good.
yeah, I like shortbread. I feel like people will have it around Christmas, but I feel like people don't eat it the rest of the time. And also, Keebler makes, if you like the Girl Scout Thin Mints, they make a cookie called Grasshoppers that are square and a little bit thicker, but they taste pretty much exactly the same as. So if it's not Girl Scout season, and you want some Thin Mints, you can just get Grasshoppers, and they taste
He's
pretty.
gonna buy our cookbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have a cookbook. That's no joke, people.
I know it's been a while.
It's for the international audience. Where do you get that cookbook, Jim?
It's on Lulu.
It's on Lulu.
I think it's on Amazon now too. Last time I checked.
What was the title of that book?
I think it's called Cooking Time.
Cooking Time, 13
with
o'clock.
13 o'clock or
Yeah.
something like that. Because I wanted to tie it in with the clock.
I got so many family recipes in there. How to make all kinds of stuff, including Brazilian food. Some of my favorite Brazilian dishes.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Mexican dishes. How to make Mexican food.
Because he makes stuff
Southern
from
food.
everywhere.
Yeah. It's got some of Elvis's favorite dishes are in it. It's got fool's gold in it. Was Elvis like that? Did we put fool's gold in it? Or I think I've done
Yeah,
it.
we did. Yeah, we did.
Fool's gold's in it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're a fool if you eat that. It's a whole jar of fucking peanut butter.
I would not be able to.
A whole jar of fucking
be able to
jelly
eat all of that.
on a piece of French bread.
Doesn't it have bacon on it too?
I think it had bacon on it.
I mean, it sounds delicious, but
You get fat real quick.
I couldn't
on
eat
that.
all that.
And it cost $100.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Elvis paid for that.
I mean, he got robbed, but still.
Well, he was in a certain tax bracket.
Yeah, and it's like
Fool's gold.
$100 for him was like
$100 for
a buck for somebody else. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, Zach says, "Oh God, how do we explain Girl Scout cookies to the Europeans?" Well, they have. I mean, the UK has Girl Guides, right? It's kind of the same thing, but I don't know if they sell cookies though. And honestly, I think most people just know Girl Scouts because of the cookies.
Yeah. Girl Scouts wouldn't make any sense in a metropolitan area. That's like a semi-rural area thing. Fucking Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Although they had them everywhere. They had them in Los Angeles. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, they got them everywhere.
They had them everywhere.
I was in Girl Scouts when I was little.
Yeah. Yeah. There's these
Had the little uniform and
little
everything.
uniforms, and they had to learn knots and all these little skills you need. You would learn little badges.
Went camping.
Yeah, camping.
Had a little camping badge with a little orange tint
Yeah,
on
and they
it.
would raise money by selling cookies.
Yep, had to go to the mall and sell cookies.
Yeah, and they were in a competition to see who could sell as many cookies as they could. And of course, the girl or the boy, because the Boy Scouts did the same thing, the Cub Scouts, whoever's dad took all that shit to work is the one that sold the most.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had to take the sign-up sheet.
Yeah.
Hey, my kid's like selling cookies. Everybody, you know what I mean? Although nowadays, they usually set up tables outside of like
Yeah.
big box stores like Walmart or Sam's or Home Depot or whatever, and they'll sell them out there. because it's not, it's not really feasible to go door to door anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they
in some neighborhoods you could.
in some neighborhoods you could, but and I feel like they still do the thing where they take the order sheet like to work and make all their coworkers like buy the cookies. But then it's just kind of like if more than one employee there has kids that are Girl Scouts, there's gonna be like competing. It was like, what? I have to buy Girl Scout cookies from like 5 different people?
Yeah.
Fuck that noise. I mean, they're not cheap, but it's like, it's fundraising. We were talking about Girl Scout cookies the other day, and I got kind of curious about, because really the only ones I kind of give a shit about are Thin Mints, because those are clearly the best ones, and that's why they still have them after all this time, because they're obviously the best ones. But some of the other ones are good too. And I think they tried to introduce a couple new ones, and people didn't really like them. So I think they still have like 6 different ones that are kind of the classic. What's the one with like the coconut and shit on top?
He says he'd like to get a fucking autograph. This is what you do. If you want to autograph one, let us buy it.
And then mail it.
And we'll mail you one. We'll autograph it on here, and then we'll send it to your address. You pay for it in a super chat.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
We could do that.
So if you give us a super chat, I don't know how much that thing costs.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
If you give us a super chat that'll cover the shipping, you can give us a super chat, and we'll buy it sent to you.
Zach says, now, did Girl Scouts teach you anything actually useful? Or just teach you how to shill cookies? I do remember learning a bunch of different knots. I remember that. And, like, I think, like, a couple little survival things. But, I it was so long ago that I don't even remember what they were. But, I mean, they did teach you useful shit. But
Kinda. It's very basic.
It is pretty basic stuff. Depending on your age. Like, I think I was 8, maybe. 8, 9.
Yeah, and they had younger ones than that, because I remember going to school with them. They were little Blue Jays.
Brownie. Well, you had brownies.
You start with Blue Jays,
and then brownies, and then Girl Scouts.
And then Girl Scouts, yeah.
And then, what were the old... Because I know that the Boy Scouts had, like, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, then Weebelows.
Yeah.
Which I don't... Where the fuck does Weebelows come from?
I thought Weebelows was in between.
I thought Weebelows was older.
Cub
Maybe
Scout,
not. And then it was Eagle Scout.
Eagle Scouts was, yeah.
Because my cousins were in it.
Yeah.
Because I remember them doing it and getting up to Eagle Scout. But I was only in Girl Scouts for like maybe a year or 2. Yeah, Tanya said, we don't have Girl Scout cookies here. They if anything, sell lottery tickets where we can win a box of donated chocolate. Yeah, like, now in school, like in high school, like if you were raising money for, like I was in chorus, and like if you were raising money for a trip, then they would make you sell like candy bars. So we had like big boxes of these. And there's one company, I don't even remember what the company's called, but they're these big long, it's a white wrapper with like cursive writing on it, like that's gold.
And it was Boy Scouts that sold the damn candied peanuts? The peanut crunch stuff?
Maybe.
Because I remember kids selling that.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts. I remember selling some shit like that, but I don't remember it being for that specifically. Yeah. I remember being in something, and maybe this was some school club or something like that, and you had a catalog.
Yeah.
That had a whole bunch of different shit in it. And it was usually around the holidays, you know what I mean? So it'd be like, big boxes of chocolates or, whatever, like gift type stuff. And you try to get like a bunch of people like in your family, you try to scam them into buying that.
So it's $40 on Amazon. I didn't realize that book was that expensive. It's an all color book though.
It's hardback and it's
all color, yeah.
And it's all all full color, like inside. So it costs a lot to print it. You know what I mean? I tried to keep it down, the page count, reasonable, because I didn't want the thing to be like $100.
Yeah.
And I wanted everything to be full color inside and bleed and everything like that. But like I said, that's going to be more expensive.
Send us 50 in a super chat, and I'll fucking send you one. Autographed.
Yeah, we can
It'll take us time, though. Because it probably takes 3 or 4 days to deliver it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure... Because I initially uploaded it on Lulu, because when we published it, Amazon didn't do hardcovers, but now they do. But I think it transferred over to Amazon on its own. Like, I didn't even have to do anything. So, it just did it automatically. I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon now. It's probably I imagine it'd probably be cheaper for me to get it through. I don't know. I have to go look.
It might be cheaper for us to get it. Yeah.
Get it through Lulu.
Yeah.
Because that's where I initially uploaded it to. But
let us get a copy first.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Tanya says, maybe a cup of tea would help Jen with honey. Maybe ginger root if your stomach allows it. Yeah, I mean, do we even have any tea?
Huh?
Do we even have any tea?
I got tea down there. I haven't yet.
Yeah.
It's probably years old, but I don't think it goes bad.
No, probably not. I used to have some really nice
Some of the shit has never been opened.
I used to have some really nice peppermint tea up here, but I think I drank it all. Counter said, it'll be worth it for Christmas. I'll do it this fall. Have you got any t-shirts? We haven't made any new ones, but
yeah, we got rid of the stock of black shirts too.
I should probably make a few more of those.
Yeah.
At some stage, maybe I can do like a new design or something if you remind me. You know, because I got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, Counter says Tiger Cub. Oh, I didn't know about Tiger Cub. Cub Scout, Weebelows, Boy Scout, then Eagle Scout. Okay, yeah. So Weebelows is before Boy Scout, yeah. Tanya said, nowadays kids in school sell toilet paper, not cookies.
Really?
Well, I mean, you need toilet paper more than cookies.
They sell toilet paper. She bullshit.
They sell toilet paper, not cookies.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, it was like, mostly we sold, Girl Scouts, they're known for the cookies, but in school we always sold candy bars, like to raise money to go on trips and stuff. Like if you were in band, or I was in chorus, but I had friends that were in band, and they would have these big boxes of candy bars, and they were like a couple bucks, and you just sold them. And that's how you made money to go to competitions and shit like that, you know? Lottery tickets is a good idea, though.
That wouldn't sell here.
Probably not.
No, because you can get those at damn 7-Eleven.
Well, you can get lottery tickets over there everywhere too. They have the same shit, or at least in the UK you can. Like you just go in the fucking corner shop and get lottery tickets.
Here they're just kind of, people are used to buying cookies and candy from them. It's a little bit overpriced though, from what I remember.
Well, yeah, like I said, I think a box of Girl Scout cookies
is like $5 when they.
I think I think it's like $6 like 6 and change. Last time I bought one,
I think they were $5. I think they were $5 back in the '80s when that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it went to their. It had a commission on it.
It's fundraising.
It was like a fundraising thing.
Like it keeps them going. That's how they fund all their activities and stuff.
You can get those Girl Scout cookies though.
Well, like I said, there's
different brands.
Yeah, like I said, the Thin Mints. That's just grasshoppers, Keebler's grasshoppers. You can get those anywhere.
And then the ones with the damn peanut butter on the top of it. The chocolate covered cookie with the
peanut
butter.
What the fuck are those called?
That was the other one that they would sell.
There's one called samosas and there's
Samoans.
Samosas. That's those
Samosa,
things.
That's
those Indian food.
The Samoans were the cookie with the caramelized coconut and the fucking dark chocolate. They were shaped like a flower. They were really good.
Yeah, those are good. Those are probably my second favorite ones.
Really good.
They're all decent.
If you're smoking weed, those Samoans. I remember one time I got high and I ate a whole box of those Samoans with some milk. And I was like tripping out. God, man, these are good. And then I ate them all and I was guilty over eating them all. I was like, man, hope nobody saw that. You know what I mean? That's right. And I was like, shit, man, that box is missing. Am I in trouble? Because I ate that whole fucking box.
Was it somebody else's box?
My parents weren't home.
Oh.
So, man, they're going to come home and they're going to notice that
Where
box
are my Girl Scout cookies?
No, they're going to come home and notice that box is gone. They're going to know I was smoking weed. I was in high school. I was like, yeah, they're going to know I was high. I better hide this fucking milk glass. I better get the fuck out of here.
I wouldn't automatically assume that you were high because teenage boys will just inhale anything within view.
Oh, they're going to find out. They're going to suspect.
I can't, because look, I have 2 younger brothers, and holy crap. Boys, when they're teenagers, I don't understand how they can eat so much fucking food.
It's all that testosterone.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And you can sleep forever.
Yeah, that's another
You just fucking love it, yeah. It's testosterone. Yeah.
It's just like...
You're just like a lion, eating and sleeping.
Yeah, it's just like...
You're not even getting fat. It's fucking funny.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was the thing.
That's what happens when you start injecting testosterone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That you can just eat and eat and eat.
Eat and eat. You just get slender and slender and more slimmer and more muscular. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was even saying, because remember how, I think we mentioned this on here before, but what's that channel you watch with the two North Korean ladies?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
They each have their own channels. They each have their own channel.
Yeah,
But they're sisters.
They escaped North Korea.
And they escaped from North Korea.
Yeah.
And they're super sweet. And their whole thing is they love the United States, and their followers all like pay for them to take trips over here and like go to different cities.
Yeah, rent cars and
they could drive over here and shit. Like they, their English isn't great, but they use like translating apps. And they go to all these different places, like different recommendations, and it's like, where do you think we should go, and all this other kind of stuff. And those girls can fucking eat now. Yeah. Like, because they were in New Orleans, and they were in San Antonio, and they went to like a soul food restaurant, and they would eat all this fucking food. And I'm like, where are they putting it? They're so small. Yeah. And I was like, I can't even eat. They went to the soul food restaurant, and it was this massive, it was like fried fish and like hush puppies and fried like mac and cheese and like all this other stuff.
It's all carbs.
and they were just like, I was like, I couldn't even eat a quarter of that. Yeah. And they ate like all of it. Yeah. I was just like, holy
they're Korean,
shit.
They're Koreans.
They must have really fast metabolism.
Yeah, Asians have very good. They have good genetics for fucking what do you call it? Insulin production, so they can deal with like a high carbohydrate diets without fucking gaining a whole lot of fat. Caucasians can't really do that.
Yeah, we can't really get away with that shit.
Right.
But is it because it seems like they're always hungry?
Yeah. Well, they evolved thousands of years in these empires built on rice, which is all carbs. And anybody who is diabetic is long since fucking weeded out of gene pool.
Yeah, I guess
they're low protein diets, little skinny bodies, and fucking they can eat a lot of carbs without gaining a whole lot of weight because they can produce a lot of fucking insulin, They got a very strong insulin response to negotiate all that sugar. And we just didn't evolve that way.
No, unfortunately.
Although, that's funny because, like, you're on X. I'm on X, and they got Japanese dudes. They're constantly talking to his American brothers. Because the Japan scene on X, the Japanese are now using X. And there's a whole fucking subculture of Japanese dudes on X trying to become rednecks. They're literally saying they're buying redneck cars. They want to know what boots that they can get. And a redneck here says you got to get Ariots. And dude bought Ariots. He's got a fucking Mustang. He can't get real guns, so he buys replica guns and modifies them like 1911. And he's getting redneck guns. And he's always like showing pictures of Western women, who are fucking, big boobs and fucking big bodies. And he goes, I need a woman like this, but what I have is this. And he's showing Asian women that are real skinny, And he's showing pictures of like fucking dudes, and then he shows himself, how do I get bigger? And fucking the rednecks are in there just having fun, First of all, you're gonna and they're the same shit. You're gonna have to eat a whole bunch of hush puppies, and they're giving recipes for hush puppies. And then other guys are going, no, it's fucking. You got to eat meat, And he's going, yeah, we don't eat enough meat. You don't eat enough meat, so you're not eating enough protein. Then it's saying you got to work out. And, just shit like that. They're trying to get big and husky and be a redneck. And the dude's taking pictures of his Ariots. And his Ariots are work boots. They're expensive work boots. Rednecks fucking love them. And they're in the horse industry, too. They make riding boots. And they're like a work boot, but they kind of have a square toe. It's like a cowboy boot, but with a square toe. And the one that he bought, and they're expensive. They're not cheap. It's like a $300 boot. And the boot that he bought has American flags going up the shank. Shit. It's like, everything he has is a super...
It's like over the
top American redneck stuff, And
he likes it.
And it's not just one of them. It's a whole subculture of Japanese dudes aspiring to be rednecks, southern rednecks, listening to redneck music, And they're showing
Cranking
who to listen to.
Cranking the Molly Hatchet.
Yeah, and fucking they're taking selfies of them driving trucks. They're buying trucks or they're buying Mustangs and driving them through Japanese city streets, fucking blasting redneck music. It's the fucking damnedest thing.
That's pretty funny.
And them complaining about how skinny their women are. That they need a big bone women, you know what I mean?
They want some corn-fed.
Yeah, big corn-fed women, and fucking, and he's posting pictures of girls with fucking cutoffs with the booty cheeks hanging out of the bottom, and he's like, how is this possible in Japan? He's like, give me a plan. How is this possible in Japan? Yeah. He's trying to ask the white guys, how does he talk a Japanese woman into gaining the weight and wearing
or getting butt implants,
getting a butt that size with cutoffs, and she's running around with fucking cowboy boots on, and it's shit that he's taken off of other X and fucking. But it's just funny to see foreign guys of a totally different culture aspiring to shit that is just for us is just.
It's kind of like, okay.
That's just real basic.
Whatever. Well, like I said, it's exotic.
It's exotic to them. Yeah.
DVD Dragon says, Tom, you ever make protein ice cream, blend together frozen bananas, protein powder, and a liquid like almond milk?
No, I'll tell you what. Dollar for dollar, you're never going to beat things like eggs and milk and just meat, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, that would just be good, like if you like it,
But here's the thing.
Just because.
Protein ice cream concept exists only because some people think that natural ice cream is unhealthy, and it's not. Ice cream, actually, if you make it yourself, is very healthy. If you're sourcing the cream and the milk, you use whole milk and use whole cream. Now, in a batch of ice cream, they're going to say 3/4 of a cup of sugar. You can use a little less. You can get away with a half a cup of sugar. I've done it. You can't really tell the difference. And as long as it's cane sugar, that's not bad for you for the amount of the ice cream that you're eating. That's a lot of protein. So really, because there's a lot of protein in milk, there's a lot of protein in cream. And there's a lot of fats in there, saturated fat. And here's the thing. In the fitness and gym muscle bodybuilding world, there's a lot of emphasis on protein intake. I've seen some alternative explanations that shows in nature that actually it could be that a lot of muscle is actually built on fat. If you look at bears and in nature, when they're in the prime feeding season eating fish, they'll grab a fish and just bite the head off, chew that, and eat the guts and throw the meat away. Because all the fat is in the head and those guts, and there's protein in that too. But evidently, high saturated fat also is a good source of building muscle. So it may not all be protein. High fat. So just go ahead and eat some cream. Eat cream.
Tanya says, in Norway at Christmas, we have these coconut macaroons. It's the closest I can find. They're not macaroons, though. Cocoa stopper is what we call them here. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
So I guess that'd be kind of similar to Samoans or
Samoans. It's probably the same. I just see a picture of them. It's probably the only difference might be the texture. The Samoans are kind of chewy and they're slightly soft, moist. They're not dry.
I kind of feel like there's a difference between...
They're crispy but chewy and crisp. It's weird.
Like over here, like you can get cookies that are called coconut macaroons, which are, technically not, because I feel like people confuse that with like the French macaron, which is kind of like that little thing that they make with the little pastry dough stuff that just poofs up and they dye them all those crazy colors. But when you see cookies over here that are coconut macaroons, that's like something different. It's not really the same thing. Klaus says, Tom, here where we live is actually a whole city called Little USA. Everybody drives AM cars.
American cars,
It's diners and stuff, and they have Statue of Liberty, and even Elvis lives there.
Okay,
Elvis lives there. I thought I thought that Elvis was in an old folks' home with JFK
Yeah.
fighting a mummy.
He'd be long dead by now.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tanya said, yes, they're crispy on the outside, but chewy inside.
Yeah. That's it.
That's probably pretty similar.
Real close, yeah.
I haven't had one of those Samoas for a long time, so it's like...
Samoans, yeah.
Samoans, whatever they're called. I thought it was Samoas, but I don't remember.
Might be Samoas.
And like I looked it up the other day because I was like, oh wait, do they even have new ones and shit like that? And I was just like, oh yeah, like what about tagalongs? Tagalongs?
Yeah.
I don't remember what those are. I just remember the names, but I don't remember what they are. Because like I said, every time I just buy Thin Mints. And honestly, when I was a Girl Scout and we set up a booth at the mall to sell cookies. Yeah. And we sold out of Thin Mints like immediately, like in the first hour. And then pretty much everybody else that came up was like Thin Mints, and we're like, nah, we're out. They're like, man, fuck you guys. Mm-hmm. And like most of the other ones, we didn't sell them. So, but we sold all the Thin Mints though. But everybody got mad at us because we ran out. I was like, we should have just brought all Thin Mints. If I'd have known it was like that. Klaus says it's true. He calls himself Kiel. Is that how you pronounce that? Kiel Elvis. Yeah. Okay. There's always like every now and then, I'll see like a funny thread about, because evidently, I don't know how, I've just seen this in the UK, and I've heard it's fairly common in other countries as well, is that every now and then they'll either have a section of the grocery store or a certain time of year when they'll do like American products, you know what I mean? And it'll be like with flags and shit like that on it. And almost to a thing, none of those things are anything that anyone would conceivably eat over here. Because somebody sent me, I think it was from Germany. And they're like, we had a thing, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like, we had like, oh, American stuff, like American Week or whatever. And this grocery store had it. And so they had all this stuff, and they had shit like hot dogs in jars, and like, it was just like the weirdest shit ever. And like a can with bread in it. I don't remember what it was. And I'm just like sitting there going, what? Nobody eats that? What the fuck? Like, and I just thought it was so funny. I remember that when I was in the UK, I still remember this. My ex-mother-in-law, she bought, when I was living over there, she bought bagels, and she didn't know what bagels were because they never sold them over there before. And she's like, oh, well, this is an American thing, right? Yeah, bagels are an American thing. And so she bought
them. Have those in Wales?
No,
bagels?
I mean, I'm sure they do now, but it's like they didn't then. And she didn't know. I mean, these were like the Lender style bagels, so you have to toast them.
Yeah, toast and put butter on them, and then cream cheese.
Or cream cheese, like
I like butter and cream cheese.
Yeah, that's good too. Like you can put lots of stuff on them, but cream cheese is the classic. And she didn't know that you had to toast them, so she just ate it right out of the bag.
Did she like them?
No, she's like, that's horrible. Yeah. And I was like, did you toast it? No.
Yeah.
She just ate it right out of the bag. I'm like, you're supposed to toast it. Like if you go to a bagel shop.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to toast that because like those
are high-end bagels,
but because those are like nice ones. But like the ones you just buy that are shelf stable, like you gotta toast those.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's just gonna taste like a chewy.
Did she toast them and then like them?
I don't think so. I think she was just like I don't even.
Yeah, they came down here and eat whole buckets of chicken.
That was my ex-husband's cousin and her husband. Like they came, they had the best fucking time here. They came like for a week or 2 weeks or something, and they went to all the Disney parks and
buckets of chicken.
They couldn't believe it. He was a rugby player, so he was a pretty big dude, and he just couldn't get enough. He was like, man, the portion sizes are so big. Like I think they went to KFC and he ate like a whole fucking bucket of chicken all by himself.
Yeah. The portion sizes are much bigger than anything you're ever gonna get in Europe.
Because most of the time, people will take it home.
No, that's not what it is. What it is that restaurants have very good contracts through their suppliers. The difference between one portion and 3 of any kind of food, the differences in price is only a few pennies. So it doesn't make a difference to them that they gave you a lot. They'd rather give you more than you can eat than give you enough. They don't want that. They want to give you more than you could eat. Because what they're doing is they're trying to bribe you into coming back. So you go to a restaurant here, they're going to fucking give you this big fucking thing, right? They don't care if you eat it all. They just want you to feel that you really got your money's worth.
That you got your money's worth, yeah.
That you will be back. Because, you know.
Because nobody wants to, like, pay sit-down prices and then you get a thing and you're just like, what the hell is this little bullshit?
Because there are restaurants we avoid. We like the little Japanese restaurant. We kind of avoid it, though, because they give you just enough. It's good, but it's just enough. Like, it's not really an American portion.
No.
An American portion is you can't really finish it.
Well, I certainly can't.
Yeah. So you feel like you're getting robbed. Because for the same price we pay for fucking the nice Japanese restaurant, we can go to the fucking Chinese buffet and have all you can eat shrimp, all you can eat everything, all you can eat crab legs for the same price. Like $15, $20.
Yeah, you could sit in there for 2 hours.
You can sit there 2 hours for $20. You can't eat all that shit. You don't even eat the rice and the noodles right now. We're gonna wait for the meat. And then all you can eat ice cream. All right. I actually saw a British dude make a video about moving here, and he became a trucker. And he says, and he said, I really decided to move. He was British. He says, I really decided to move here to the United States and become an American citizen because of the Chinese buffet.
It is a good deal.
That's what he said. No matter where I go in the United States, you can find a Chinese buffet.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And for fucking $20, you could eat an entire day's worth of fucking
Sometimes not even
food.
$20.
Not even $20. Sometimes it's $15. And they said there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that in the in the UK or Europe, where you can for $15 or $20, all you can eat boiled shrimp, and it's not just the shrimp. It's the whole buffet. It'll have shrimp on it. It'll have fried shrimp, fish. It might be 4 or 5 different kinds of shrimp, fish, different kinds of beef, like beef Szechuan, beef and pea pod, and just beef with gravy, and then just you can't eat all that shit, and then dim sum and all these egg rolls, and
dumplings and egg rolls and soup and
and then there's a whole
fruit.
Then there's a whole all fresh fruit and huge
salad
bar.
Huge salad bar.
You have a fucking all you can eat ice cream. You look in there and you open a sushi. All you can eat sushi. And then you open up the ice cream. There's like 8 tubs of ice cream in there, and like some of it's like tea ice cream, green tea ice cream, ginger ice cream, strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, pistachio, fucking
butter pecan, mint chocolate chip.
Just all you can eat for like $15.
Plus they got other desserts too, like cream puffs
and little cakes and shit, and fucking, and it's
crazy.
Yeah, and it's Chinese. It's Chinese people running it, and it's the Chinese government and Chinese companies pumping all that shit in there. It's not a chain restaurant. Each one is like a privately owned family restaurant, but the suppliers are all Chinese government. They have a whole Chinese government food supply network inside the United States supplying all this shit. It's basically an imported food. It's cheap as shit. It's good. Yeah, because I looked into it. It's a privately owned company, privately owned restaurant with Chinese nationals running it. But they sign a contract with a company that supplies them with all their stuff. And that's actually got Chinese government backing. So it's kind of like their version of McDonald's. But each person decorates their restaurant different. So the American public doesn't realize it's all the same restaurant. It's a, what do you call it? It's not a chain, what do you call it? A franchise.
Yeah.
It's a franchise. And the shit's good, man. Really good.
Well, like I said, it's good because, yeah, there's a lot of unhealthy stuff on there, but there's a lot of healthy stuff on there, too. So it's like you don't have to eat the carby shit or the fried shit.
You could go in there and eat nothing but meat and fresh vegetables and fucking steamed vegetables or just whatever.
Yeah, because I usually
just pick through it.
Yeah, I just go get salad, some shrimp.
Yeah.
And then maybe some beef and broccoli or some mushrooms or something like that.
Yeah. And then on the weekends and in the evenings, the price goes up for more exotic shit, for access to more exotic, like crab legs. All you can eat crab legs. They'll even, that and steak. All you can eat steak. And that might only be $25. You can't beat that.
Sometimes they have crawfish too.
Crawfish, yeah. They're not spiced right though.
Well, no, because it's not.
It's not Cajun crawfish, yeah.
Tanya says, talking about KFC, it's like, but a whole bucket? I mean, what about sides, salad or something?
No,
I don't know. They might have. I haven't been to KFC in a long time. I cannot eat. KFC's good, or it used to be. I haven't eaten there in a long time.
I usually just get the bucket.
I can really only eat maybe 1 or 2 pieces.
Yeah.
I like a thigh and maybe a leg, and that's about it. But I don't remember my uncle used to own a KFC franchise when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And my dad used to manage one. And back then they had sides, they had coleslaw, mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes were good. Mashed potatoes and gravy. They used to have those big wedge French fries. I don't know. They don't do like baked beans or anything like that, do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, they have baked beans.
I don't know if they still do. Like
It's
I said,
just beans. They're not really barbecue baked beans. They're just beans.
I haven't been there in a long time. I never got that. I usually just got the fries or the mashed potatoes. But usually, the bucket, I think if you just get a bucket, doesn't that come with a couple sides or no?
No.
Or is that extra?
Well, they have deals with the bucket.
Yeah, because you used to be
Bucket
able to get a
with
box that had like 2
Yeah.
pieces and then like 2 sides and a biscuit or something.
I remember when I was in the Army, me and Eric used to just get a fucking bucket and go half on it. And I think a bucket was about $13 or $14 in the 90s. And we eat that whole bucket, me and him together. And that was a little bit, I think it might have been a whole chicken.
I think it was 8 pieces.
Yeah, you get like 2 breasts, 2 thighs, 2
Drumsticks.
2 drumsticks, and you might get some wings.
Yeah, I think that was
And
what
2
was in there.
people could eat just that bucket. And I think it might have been $11 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember how much.
And you could have it done a couple different ways. You could get it barbecued. You could get it original fried, or you with the original was good, or you could get the extra crispy.
Yeah.
We used to like the original. The extra crispy had too much fucking.
I like the crispy, but the original's good too.
You had the hot the spicy extra crispy too.
They got more shit now. Like,
Wasn't a bucket a whole chicken?
I guess. Like I said, I thought it was 8 pieces, but that was a long time ago.
2. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
that would be a whole chicken.
Yeah, I think it was 8 pieces.
2 breasts, 2.
But the thing about KFC is that it's kind of greasy, so I could really only eat like 1 or 2 pieces.
2 dudes could eat it.
Now, if we're gonna get fried chicken, we just get it from Publix.
Yeah,
because theirs is really good and it's not as greasy. But honestly, I prefer it cold anyway.
Yeah.
And if you go to Publix, like when I went to my mom's for Mother's Day, I just got a big clamshell thing of like fried chicken, but it was already cold.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot better that way.
See, we were in the Army. And Eric would drive up there in his car. He had a Volkswagen Rabbit. Jetta. He had a Volkswagen Jetta 3, I think. And we'd get that bucket, and we wouldn't eat it in the car because the shit would get everywhere. So we'd go around the back and put the fucking bucket on the back of the trunk and eat out there and just throw all the bones on top of napkins. Once we're done, throw it all back in the bucket, just throw it away. Throw it, you know what I mean, in the parking lot. Because they had trash cans and shit in there. Because if you ate it in the car, it would get everywhere.
Yeah, like I said, it's pretty greasy.
You couldn't eat it in the car. And then we go run back to the fucking base, run back to the fort. It was just right outside, you know, because we get sick of eating the fucking Army food.
Well, yeah.
You know, we'd also go to Dairy Queen. We'd stop off at Dairy Queen on the way back because we'd pass that, we'd get a Blizzard. But we wouldn't get any of KFC's sides or any of their drinks. So we'd save our money and we'd get a fucking Blizzard at Dairy Queen.
Blizzards are no joke.
Yeah, I get a Blizzard. It'd be a Snickers Blizzard.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Fucking really good.
Those are good.
Yeah,
You can get pretty much any kind of candy in it.
Yeah, a Blizzard was kind of like a shake, but it was whipped ice cream. It was like a solid fucking thing of ice cream. You couldn't really drink it out of a straw. You had to eat it.
You had to scoop it.
Yeah.
But man, and you could get like any kind of candy.
They put whole candy bars in it and blend it together.
Like a Butterfinger or a Snickers or...
Yeah, fucking...
I think you could get Oreos
peppermint patties,
peppermint
Oreos.
patties, like anything.
M&Ms.
M&Ms, yeah.
You could get the damn peanut M&Ms.
You could get a Heath bar, too.
Yeah, Heath bar.
The toffee.
Yeah, toffee.
Those were good. They still got Dairy Queens.
Yeah.
They got food in there, but I don't think I ever ate... They got burgers and stuff, but I don't think I ever ate a burger in a Dairy Queen. Not that I remember, anyway. I'm sure I have at some point. You don't see them as much as you used to. And like I said, KFC, we've still got those, but...
Yeah.
I haven't been to one, and I don't remember the last time I went to a KFC.
They're thinking eating a whole bucket's a heart attack. No, chicken's healthy.
Well, I mean, fried chicken.
No, we were just getting the regular. We were just getting the regular fried chicken. We didn't have any sides, so it's not like you're eating. It's not like you're eating French fries with it or anything.
That's true.
You're not eating anything. You're just eating that chicken. It's a almost pure protein with a little bit of breading. And then we go get a fucking Blizzard. And we were like 23.
Yeah.
You could eat anything. We were running 5 miles a day.
Yeah, you could get away with a lot
more. We were in the Army. We were infantry. Yeah, we could run 5 miles a day.
When you're young and active.
Fucking right.
I just remember, it. Like I said, we got KFC a lot when I was growing up because, I had a lot of relatives that, managed them or owned franchises or whatever. So every time we had like a family get together on my mother's side, somebody always brought like buckets of chicken, so I ate a lot of KFC like throughout my life, but I haven't been there in a million years, so I don't know if it's any good still. I kind of felt like they were having problems, but I don't know. I still see ads for them and stuff. They have a lot more competition nowadays because they have I mean, like I said, when we get fried chicken now, we just get Publix. I don't even know where the closest KFC is to here.
Yeah.
But they have what's that place? Raising Cane's. That's a franchise that's like really like growing. And all they do is like chicken strips and like a fuck ton of different sauces.
Yeah. She's talking about how unhealthy food tastes better. Yeah, but the thing is that a lot of that food isn't as unhealthy as you think. Most of the unhealthy shit in American fast food is the French fries and the soft drinks. If you eliminate the French fries and the soft drink, I don't eat that there. The hamburger itself it's not bad for you. It's mostly meat, vegetables, a little bit of bread. Which that's carbs. Bread's not that great for you. But you start throwing potatoes on top of it, and then sodas, and the soda's been sweetened with fucking corn syrup. That's about the worst.
I feel like probably the soda is the
soda's
worst.
The worst. Yeah, that's the worst thing for you. And just because it's diet, it doesn't mean it's much better. Because I don't really trust any of the sugar-free sweeteners like all that other stuff. Your body probably still sees that as sugar. It probably reacts to it the same way.
And diet soda, I'm not a big soda person anyway. But it's like it. Diet soda tastes funny to me anyway. It has that weird metallic flavor to it. So if I'm going to drink soda, I'll just drink the real shit. But honestly, I don't really like Coke. I don't really like Pepsi. Dr. Pepper's good. I like kind of the clearer ones. I like ginger ale and Sprite and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I have the choice, I don't usually drink soda.
But you can go to McDonald's and just get like a quarter pounder, double quarter pounder. As long as you just have just that sandwich, maybe a water, you're okay. Especially if you're like me, you got high testosterone levels. You're lifting. You're active. Your body knows what to do with that. None of that shit goes to my waist.
I usually just get the McCrispy chicken.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Which is like chicken sandwich that has like lettuce and tomato and some mayo on it. And I don't get fries or nothing. I love their fries, but I can't. Especially since I went on the GLP-1, I literally can't. Sometimes I can't even finish the sandwich.
Yeah.
We've stopped a few times after the club, and I got a chicken sandwich. I literally ate 2 bites, and I'm just like, nope. And I had to eat it, and I had to eat it cold the next day.
You get satisfied pretty quickly.
Because I couldn't eat anymore. So it's like, so that and fries? Yeah, that's not happening. Because shit, I think I used to get the sandwich and fries And then I'd get like an iced coffee.
Yeah.
And now I can barely even eat the sandwich.
Deep fried potatoes are not real good for you. Potatoes themselves are not very good for you. Bread isn't that good. Rice isn't that good for you. Anything white is not really that good for you. Nothing processed, and it's meat and green vegetables. That's really what you should be eating. Closest thing that a caveman had access to: meat and green vegetables.
Yeah, that's generally
That's what you evolved to eat. Anything that comes out of agriculture, it's iffy. Especially if it's something processed like grains. People haven't been eating that for very long. You can eat it, you just don't want to eat a lot of it.
Yeah. Counterlock said, I remember that Super Size Me movie, and that guy said that McDonald's cookies had less sugar than a Burger King Whopper.
No.
I don't know. That might. Well, I mean, the McDonald's cookies. Do they even still have those? They're not super sweet. Those cookies.
No, they're not. And
they're pretty small.
That's all That's all carbohydrates. That's all flour. Out of the two, the Whopper is going to be a lot better for you.
I mean, the Whopper would have...
It's got nutrients. That's food quality there.
It's got ketchup on it, and ketchup has a lot of sugar in it.
No, yeah, that doesn't matter that much. It's got beef in it, or protein. It's got vegetables. You can have some sugar, and because sugar and carbohydrate, sugar is any kind of carbohydrate is a sugar, or any kind of sugar is a carbohydrate. Doesn't matter if it's sweet or not. The difference between cane sugar and flour is very small. Not a big. It's both sugar. But your body sees it. Both of that shit is sugar. And there's it. So that's not a problem. Especially if you had a decent insulin response, then you can kind of help metabolize that sugar. Everything that we're saying, there's caveats to this. If you're old, and your metabolism is fucking not really working that well, you'll gain weight on all that shit. Because you're not working right. You can't metabolize anything.
Well, it definitely gets harder to keep weight off as you get older.
Yeah, because you can't metabolize things.
Right.
So your body just kind of stores it.
Might need that for later.
Well, I think it's because it's easier to store it than it is to turn it into anything, and you're not really burning any fuel because you're living a sedentary lifestyle if you're old too. And the more sedentary you are, the more fucking weight you put on yourself, the more sedentary you become. So it's kind of like a snowball effect, where it's hard to stop all that process of just eating things and gaining weight, not doing anything. Best thing to do is always have a very aggressive hormonal profile and be active. And do high impact training, lift weight. Your body sees it as an attack. So it tries to fucking defend itself. And it defends itself by trying to fucking stimulate fucking hormonal production and activity. Hormonal activity. But a lot of people, once you're past 50, it's not going to work well, so you're going to need to take exogenous hormones. You're going to have to inject them. Just like if you lose teeth, you're going to have to put in false teeth. If you lose hormones, you're going to have to put in false hormones. And it works. It works. And then once the ball's rolling and you're in better health, you never stop those fucking exogenous hormones, but you're going to be able to process things a lot better. You feel better and you're able to get rid of stuff. You eat more. Live longer.
Yeah, Tanya said, we always drink water, rarely soda. Yeah, I'm pretty much just a water girl. Like I said, I like coffee. Every now and then I'll have a coffee in the morning, and sometimes I'll have an iced coffee in the afternoon. But I don't drink soda hardly ever.
I love fucking soda, but I'm pretty convinced the worst thing in a fast food meal is that soda. Because it's, especially here in the United States.
Well, the thing about it too is that it's completely empty calories. Like there's no nutrition in it at all. No
nutrition in there, and it's and if you're having a fucking fountain soda in the United States,
it's a lot of calories.
It's not cane sugar. It's fucking corn syrup, which corn syrup is like the worst one. It's the one that you fatten cattle with corn. Cane sugar, for some reason, you don't gain a lot of fat on it. I think it's easier for your body to metabolize. But Americans' fucking size went up. They got fatter when they started introducing corn syrup as a sweetener. And if you look at the shelves in an American grocery store, it's just corn and corn and corn. All the cereal is corn. Because we produce a lot of fucking corn.
Yeah, they put that shit in
And
everything.
we'll use corn instead of flour whenever possible. It's cheaper.
And pretty much anything that's sweetened is
corn.
sweetened with corn.
Corn syrup, yep.
Unless it specifically says otherwise.
Yeah.
And there's even corn and shit that you don't...
You would never think that
that
there was
you
corn
would
in it.
think that it was in there.
Yeah. All that cereal that looks kind of like it might be something with flour or rice or something is corn.
Yeah, it's all of it.
They can make corn shaped like anything. Give corn any kind of texture or
it's
color.
super sneaky.
Corn is just like, you can fake anything with corn.
It's true. And like I said, it will put some weight on you.
Yeah, you get fat. Ask Mexico. Them little fatties. That's because they eat so much corn. I them corn tortillas.
I mean, they're...
Corn oils.
I mean, they're good, but...
Oh, it's delicious.
It's really good.
It's delicious.
That's one thing I feel like... This is a complaint that I hear like from like Europeans, that they don't have any good Mexican food over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
We got good Mexican food here.
Y'all missing out.
You're missing out. Yeah. In my cookbook, I got real Mexican recipes in there from my friends in Mexico. Con of Aslan
From my
gave me a lot of those recipes. What?
I saw something moving back there, and I thought Pookie was farting
No.
around back there, but I guess not. It's just my imagination. I keep thinking she's like pookling around back there.
Yeah, Mexican food's easy to make when you understand that. First thing, you have to know how to make carnitas. And then you have to learn how to make tortillas. You make tortillas out of maseca. You can get maseca. I make my own tortillas. And then, dude, you're going to have a crock pot or an Instapot to make carnitas. And then the leftovers from the carnitas, you can use that to make gravies and salsas and things like that for your tacos or whatever you're making. And then you can see a lot of videos on YouTube of people in Mexico, how they cook and how this is cooked on the street, to get ideas. You know, they'll cook the tortillas in the gravy from the carnitas drippings and shit. And, you know, and what they use as toppings. It's a lot different from an American, from a gringo taco. It's a lot different. Now, California and Texas, they have their own versions of Mexican food that are good too.
Yeah, it's not the same everywhere that you go.
Not quite the same.
Because it
Got their
depends.
own regional differences.
Yeah.
The Mexicans will say, man, that's not Mexican food. But then you'll have Mexicans that have been living in Texas or California for generations that say, no, we're doing it better. You know, well, just they're regional differences, you know. But the American corporate taco, like from Taco Bell, is bullshit. That's not Mexican food. That's American food.
Well, yeah.
That's nothing Mexican about that.
That was just kind of funny that
Yeah.
was another one of those food shows that they did where they were talking about salsa.
Yeah.
And how it was kind of an uphill battle, like, to get people to, like, because most people didn't. It's crazy nowadays to think this, but most people didn't know what salsa was.
Yeah.
And they said they had to specifically, like, engineer, like, a specific type of jalapeno
To not be hot.
because, like, Americans were too wimpy
to take that. But those Americans are gone though. Those are like the very old boomers. They're all gone now.
That were like,
or the greatest.
They couldn't even have any black pepper because it was like
they thought
too,
black
too
pepper was too
spicy.
hot. Yeah,
or paprika
They're gone.
or whatever. That's funny.
Yeah,
And I feel like the Midwest.
There's
like
Midwest.
that there's still like a stereotype.
Yeah.
Like that it's like, oh, even black pepper, ooh, that's too spicy.
Because
You know what I mean?
the
Which is kinda
South,
funny.
in my life history, the South was never like that. My dad loved hot food. They were from Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama. They like Cajun food.
Yeah,
hot
and
food.
Cajun food is a lot of it's
hot
spicy.
food. And we were, you know, the South before the United States was either French or Spanish territory, and we had Indians here, Mexican-style Indians. They were here. So we had all that spicy food.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like that was more of a Midwestern thing.
That was just Midwest.
That they were like scared of spices.
Yeah.
Although I can't really eat hot food anymore. Like it doesn't agree with me, but you know. Count Orlock says, "Do y'all have Maine Root soda in Florida? They use cane sugar in their Mexican cola."
No.
I don't think we do, but like I said, it's
we go to the Mexican stores.
We have some Mexican grocery stores around here, so you can get like Mexican Coke.
Yeah.
And actually, if you just go in, sometimes the regular supermarkets will have
throwback,
like throwback Coke or throwback that'll be with cane sugar.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
this is throwback on it. It's cane sugar.
It's made with cane sugar and not corn syrup.
You'll have throwback 7-Up, throwback Dr. Pepper, throwback Coca-Cola, and you know, it'll have a 70s font on it. But it comes and goes. You don't see it.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of hit or miss, like whether you can get it or not.
But you go down to the Mexican store, and at the Mexican store they've got there's a Mexican restaurant there, and it's a Mexican market, and they'll have Guaritos, which is that's like a Mexican brand, and anything that comes in a glass bottle is cane sugar. The Mexican stuff in a glass bottle.
Yeah, so it's actually not even that far from here. And it's like a pretty big size. Like this half of it's like a grocery store, and then this half's like a restaurant. Yeah. We've been there several times.
The closest thing to a real Mexican taco that the American corporate world has produced would be the new Del Taco.
Although I haven't been to a Del Taco in a million
years. There's only one in this area. It's it's closer.
The one that I went to, like it's in Winter Park. Because over by UF, and it was by where my old apartment was, so I would go there every now and then because it was open all night. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's way better than Taco Bell, I think. Yeah. Tanya said, "I think most of the world calls stuff taco. The Mexican taco is nothing like the rest of the world what they call taco. They know spices. They know how to tender the meat. Yeah, and tacos aren't even the same in different regions of Mexico.
Yeah,
or
Mexico doesn't have taco. Yeah, Mexico doesn't. Yeah. All taco. A taco is a tortilla with some meat on it, some kind of cheese. The general thing is a corn tortilla with carnitas on it, which means little meats, and they're pressure cooked in spices. The spices are kind of different every time. You put that on there, and then there's usually some kind of cheese on there. And the cheese is what we would call string cheese. It's not cheddar cheese or anything. It's just kind of a white cheese. They call it Oaxaca, which is the closest thing we would have would be string cheese.
Yeah, like mozzarella. Kinda.
Yeah, kind of like a mozzarella, kind of. Like a partial skim mozzarella, but not quite. We call it string cheese. You put it and it makes strings. That's the closest thing to Oaxaca. Although we can get Oaxaca here at the market. They have it. They make it there. They'll take that and they'll put that on sometimes there's wax paper underneath it, depending on where you're buying it. And they'll put a cover over it on a hot grill and hit it and steam it real quick and then just give it to you. And you just kind of fold it up and eat it. You might squirt some kind of like green sauce or red sauce on it. And it's just a real fast food. It's the Mexican equivalent to like a hamburger. They might have 6 of them, 6 of them. They're usually not fried. They can be. It depends. They do them all different ways.
Because you have to think that when we were kids in the 70s, when you had tacos, like, you know, if you had a white-ass family, you got, like, the Ortega taco kit.
Yeah, it was like a Dorito tortilla chip.
Which was kind of like a hard Dorito, like a shell.
Yeah.
And then they usually just put ground beef, a little bit of taco seasoning.
Yeah.
Like shredded cheddar.
Usually cheddar.
Lettuce.
Yeah. That's all wrong, yeah.
And chunks of tomatoes, which, like I said, all of that, pretty much all of that is wrong.
That's not what it makes you do.
It's good. I mean, they're pretty good, but that's not
what they're going to eat.
What they would make.
It's going to be probably steamed carnitas, some kind of carnita on there. Might be chicken, might be pork, might be beef. Some kind of carnita with Oaxaca cheese, and you're gonna spray some little bit of salsa on it. You're gonna pick it up off some wax paper, kind of roll it, and then just eat it. You might fucking take a shot of tequila with it or something, like that.
Ideally.
You might be eat 3 of those. But the thing is that they have that. But that's not really like one of their favorite ones. Like they're real special. They don't consider that to be very special. The one they really like, Mexicans like tamales.
Mm.
All right, they eat tamales and they're wrapped up in corn husks, and they're steamed, and you'll have people selling them. They're carrying them around sometimes, and they're selling them, and they're eating them, taking them to work with them. And here in the U.S. for Thanksgiving, you're gonna have fucking turkey and dressing and gravy and shit. In Mexico, you're gonna have stuff like mole. Yeah, they make mole and fucking tamales. Tamales are good, man. And it's kind of like a taco, but it's kind of like thicker cornmeal, kind of a corn masa wrapped up with around meat, spiced meat, and then it's steamed inside of a corn husk, a green corn husk, and tied together. And they're kind of mushy, but they're real good, real fucking good. Have a real tamale. They're labor intensive, so that's kind of what they would have for the holidays. Or special treat type deal.
Yeah, because they take so long.
It takes longer to make. But you can get tamales out of a can here, and they're okay.
I mean, generally stuff out of a can is going to be as
good
as... Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiny's like, Norwegian taco is just that, Norwegian tacos.
Yeah.
She says Mexican tacos like love in a tortilla. Yeah, I mean...
And
then Klaus got mad. He's like, okay, so I don't make good tacos. Is that what you're saying? No tacos for you.
on YouTube, there are whole shows about tacos in Mexico and all the different ways tacos are made. And I've learned a lot from watching Mexicans make tacos, and how they do it.
Because, like I said, everywhere's got their own
way of
doing it.
Yeah,
there's not like one right way.
Yeah, and most of the components that they use, you can get it easily in the United States. You could probably get it in Norway. You're going to need to get maseca, which comes in a bag, like a bag of flour, but you add water to it, and it makes masa, and from that you make tortillas, corn tortillas. You fry it in a hot pan, and you stack them up on top of each other. And then later you use them kind of like little pieces of bread to make your taco. Called maseca. They got a bunch of different brands. But they got, I forgot what the name of that one brand was. I use the same brand all the time.
Yeah, I can't remember it either. I can see the bag, but I can't think of what the brand name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like Mexican food is probably, in most parts of the U.S., probably the most famous or the most, like, beloved cuisine.
Mexican food's almost become a part of American food in the way Italian has become American food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Italian's American food now.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about now, but, like, in the early to mid 20th century, like, Italian food was still seen as, like, foreign.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Even though it is not the same food they have in Italy.
No, it's not.
It was Italian immigrants came here and they rebooted their diets here using American components.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the same with any immigrants.
Yeah.
The Chinese did the same thing.
Yeah, the Chinese did the same thing.
Because it's like sometimes you couldn't get the same shit.
Get the same stuff.
So you had to, like, improvise.
Yeah.
And obviously if you're trying to sell to Americans, they don't maybe like the same kind of stuff, so you have to change things
There was
up.
evolutionary branches because the American Italian food came from Italian immigrants into the United States in the 30s. They lost their influence with Italy. Their influence only became what could be available in America. So that American Italian food evolved down a different path towards that. That has nothing to do with what Italians are eating today. Like, we have lasagna, but it's not like Italian lasagna back in Italy. We have pizza. It's not like Italian pizza. Yeah, it's an American pizza.
It's not the same.
It's totally different.
Honestly, in Italy, I feel like they eat a lot more seafood.
It's more seafood there.
I kind of feel like people here don't perceive Italian food as being really seafood heavy, but in Italy it is.
And Italian American food is heavy in tomato sauce, heavy in marinara and bolognese type sauces, and modern Italy isn't really like that anymore. They have that, but it's just nowhere near as tomato heavy.
Yeah.
Everything here is very tomato heavy.
I still remember my mind being blown when I found out that Chef Boyardee was a real person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was
Chef
an actual.
Boyardee. He was an Italian chef.
Italian, like that. They spelled his name different because they thought that people wouldn't be able to pronounce it.
Yeah.
So they spelled it phonetically.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a legit, like, he ran a restaurant and he wanted people to be able to take his food home. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a whole thing. They did like a whole show about it.
Yeah, ravioli and spaghetti in a can, and Italian spaghetti, which, linguine with fucking marinara sauce. That's all it is, tomato sauce. That was like an Italian-American invention. They had that back in Italy, but here it became fucking very famous. They were putting that in a can, and that was considered to be very exotic in the 20s and the 30s. Like, wow, look at this shit. They'd pour it out. Now, they didn't. It was harder to find dry pasta. You know what I mean? You boil it yourself, and then you make a. I have an old Duncan Hines cookbook downstairs from the 30s. And it has to explain to you. It has foreign food section. It explains to you how to make marinara sauce. It explains to you what oregano is, or oregano. And it tries to tell you where you may be able to find it. But the recipe's horrible.
Yeah.
The only reason why I kept that cookbook is because the cakes.
There's some good ass cakes.
Yeah, the cake recipes, how to make eclairs, and stuff, how to make custard, how to make mayonnaise. There's another one. There's a recipe in there how to make ketchup, how to pickle things. So it's got a lot, but you don't need that anymore because that's on the internet.
Yeah, but it's still neat. It's
still neat to have that
kind of a piece of history.
Yeah.
Zach says, I recommend a channel called Pasta Grammar. It's an American side. Okay, I guess that's a different word. With an Italian wife. They do cooking videos. The wife is hilarious and has this amazing head of curly hair. Yeah, I should probably look into that because I'm fascinated by food history. One of the ones I watched last night was the guy that invented instant ramen.
Yeah.
Like, they did like a little bit about him too. And talking about how long it took, like, for him to figure out like how to get it to work. And when they first brought it over here, because it was a big hit in Japan, and then he says, I'm gonna take it to the United States, and he tried to like give it to people, and they're like, nope, what the fuck is ramen?
Klaus said that American pizza is better than Italian pizza. Yeah, it is.
Most people say that. Yeah,
it's because.
Well, it depends on what kind of American pizza you're talking about, because there's a bunch
of different kinds.
Of different regional variations of pizza. Like, you would be
pizza was just a cheap Italian street food. A lot of it, the way they're describing it, we would call more like focaccia, but there was the first thing that was kind of like pizza. It was in one of the world's fairs, and I've seen the recipe. What it was just kind of like a pizza. It was a pizza dough. But it had tomatoes, cheese, and then spinach in 3 different stripes to be like the Italian flag. Mm-hmm. They weren't on top of one another; they were beside each other, and that was an Italian thing. And that was in one of the world's fairs. But what happened is that the Italians moved into the United States, and they took over some of the big cities. They took over New York, Chicago. Mostly New York and Chicago, and they were doing business in there. they started to open these restaurants, and they got into a war over pizza, Italian pizza and New York pizza, and there was also Detroit pizza, which is it's square, and it's cooked on metal instead of fucking stone. There's different ways that they did it.
Also Chicago style, which is like deep dish.
Chicago's deep dish, and then New York style was more thin crust
and kind of floppy.
Floppy, yeah. And it was a marinara sauce over on a piece of bread with cheese, and I believe it was buffalo mozzarella. I believe was the original, and then they just had different toppings that they would put on there. And they would talk about it in the newspapers, you know, fucking, and they called it pizza pie.
Yeah.
And there was a couple different ways that they could do it. Some of it did have a top crust. It was like a deep dish with a top crust on top of it. So there was a bunch of different ways they made it. They were making it up as they were going. It was not something from Italy. It was Italians fucking around with American ingredients that Italians liked when they got here. Tomato sauce, garlic, different kinds of sausages, and a lot of that shit they didn't have back in Italy. But they were just making up their own concept for. They were calling it pizza because back in the old country they had something kind of like that they called pizza. But I think they were more. It was more like focaccia, what we would call today. And who made it actually famous was fucking Al Capone made pizza famous because he was a fucking superstar and he was a fucking gangster. And whenever they would talk about him in the newspapers, they would talk about he was at his favorite pizza restaurant. And it was like, so fucking Italian gangsters kind of made pizzas
like cool
and famous. And non-Italians, the Italians called us the Irish. It didn't matter whether you were Irish or not. They'd go in there to go try this pizza. And they would also find things like spaghetti with meatballs. And other things and lasagna and things that Italian Americans were eating. And it was ghettoized, you know, really what it was. Is these guys were like poor guys from poor Italian families that were kind of like striking it rich in America. And all of a sudden they have access to all these fucking amazing ingredients and you know, there's no famine in America in this time, you know what I mean? They can get all this shit. And they were using tomatoes, they were growing tomatoes before mainstream Americans were eating them. We kind of thought those were poisonous. It took a while.
That's going back, yeah.
That's going back. It took a while for people for mainstream America to realize that a tomato was not poisonous because it's related to the nightshade,
which is poison.
And I'm not even sure a tomato is an Italian thing. Is it?
Well, no, because remember when we were watching that show and they talked about Henry Hines?
Yeah.
And he made tomato ketchup.
Yeah.
Like around the Depression, maybe earlier, like early 20th century.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Although prior to that, like ketchup was made with lots of different things. He was the first one to make and like mushrooms and shit. Like he was the first one to make tomato ketchup.
But in the 20s, were Italians back in Italy messing with tomatoes?
Yeah, I think so.
They were.
I don't know offhand.
I know they had olives.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure they were. You know, I'm not sure.
Count Orlok says when we're talking about Italian dishes, seafood fra diavolo.
Yeah.
Scallop, shrimp, and mussels tossed into a spicy tomato-based sauce, garlic, and red pepper flakes. Yeah. Served over fettuccine. I copied and pasted that. I would eat the shit out of that. Yeah. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
High Desert said, I love that show, Tasting History. I bought the cookbook. I don't think I've ever seen that, but I should check it out. Because like I said, food history is like fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because it ties in with so many other things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, if you watch the History Channel show, The Food That Built America, like it, you know, they do a couple of ones about like beer, and they do one about Jack Daniels, like whiskey, and how it kind of tied in with, well, the whiskey one necessarily like with the end of slavery and like the Civil War, and Prohibition and like all this other historical shit that was going on, and it's like it's just interesting how it affected like how shit worked out like with the food. It's so tied in with everything.
Yeah, Italian American food or Italian American food is Italian inspired, but it's a lot more bling. It would have a lot more tomato sauce than they would use in it back in Italy. It would have a lot more meat than what they would use. It's like put more. You know, they were like that. That's the way Italian Americans were. Because why not? More.
Yeah.
More is more. You have more, put more.
Might as well.
Yeah, you're living large. Make it bigger. Put more. So they would just do that. And it would sell.
Yeah.
More cheese, man. More fucking sauce.
I mean,
because we put so much sauce on it, man. They wouldn't put that much. In Italy, if you put tomato sauce on a fucking pasta, it would just be red colored pasta. That's not what it's going to be in the United States. It's going to be fucking soup with a bunch of fucking pasta in it.
See, I don't like it like that.
There are a lot of Americans like it. Like
I know they do. Like they just like it swimming in sauce.
It's going to be swimming in sauce.
I'm not a big
what's
fan
gonna be
of
like.
it. I like just enough to coat the noodles.
Yeah, I like it both ways. I like it both ways.
I don't like so much that
if it's
like
a bolognese sauce with a bunch of fucking ground beef in it, yeah, put a bunch in there. Because I'm going to mostly just love that meat, you know? Now, if it's just a bunch of regular fucking acidic fucking tomato sauce without any meat in it, yeah, I don't need as much.
And by the same token...
There have been times where I've sat down with a whole fucking salad bowl full of fucking pasta with a whole bunch of fucking sauce in it and tried to eat that whole goddamn thing. When I was young, I don't know why I didn't get fucking fat eating that shit. Because I like pasta.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, pasta's delicious.
Yeah.
And by the same token...
Horrible for you. You get fat on that.
Pizza, I kind of like pizza with not a fuck ton of sauce. Like, just enough sauce. Now, you can put you can put all the cheese on it you want.
Yeah.
The more cheese, the better. But I also don't like a bunch of stuff on it. Like, because you know how... Like some of the chains, like Pizza Hut and Domino's and shit. Like you get like a meat lovers.
Yeah.
And it's just got pie. I
like that though too.
I'm not into that.
I like it all.
I only like
all of it.
I like a lot of cheese, just enough sauce.
Yeah.
And maybe like a couple things, like maybe just like mushrooms and peppers, or you know what I mean. I don't like a fuck ton of stuff. Just like 2 toppings. Yeah. That's enough. Because if there's just too much crap on there, it's just it's too much.
What impressed Americans of the time is that pizza was a single dish meal. That the pizza pie, as they called it, showed up, and all you needed was some wine with it. It was a whole meal. There were no sides. And that was kind of a unique thing in Anglo-America. Anglo-America was about the meal, different, sides. Different fucking, courses to the meal. That's not how the Italians ate it. You just ordered a pizza, and you ate it. Kind of like fast food.
Yeah.
But you're at a table. Well, later on, you could get a slice. They were selling pizza by the slice, too. That's fast food.
Yeah.
Selling by the slice, and they were handing it out in boxes, like in a little cardboard box. They were doing that in the 30s. And you can get more than one slice, and you can put them on top of your radiator when you got to your apartment, and it would stay warm. You can eat it the next day.
Yeah, I
talk about that.
I kind of feel like nowadays, other than, New York City is kind of known for like just going and getting a slice, you know what I mean? But I kind of feel like most places now and other places in the U.S., it's kind of more the norm to like just buy a whole ass pizza, like for more than one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a meal.
Yeah. I mean, really, the only place around here that I ever would just buy one slice was, like, Sbarro or something.
Well, no, right there next to, off Orange Ave, we would get a slice.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was a pizza place that used to be where Independent Bar / Barbarella was.
Yeah,
and yeah, they just did, like, they did it by a slice.
Yeah.
You could buy a whole pizza in there, too, obviously, but we were just there after the club, so we would just get one piece each.
Sometimes I get 2 pieces, though. 2 slices.
Is that place even there still?
They're still there. Yeah, he died. Deep Dish died.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I called him Deep Dish.
We called him Deep Dish. He's a big, huge big fat guy.
Yeah, and
he was always sitting in the back, like at 3 a.m.
He wasn't Italian. He was Greek, though.
Yeah,
He was Greek.
Yeah, he's a Greek fella.
And he was selling, and he died of fucking heart problems. You could tell that was going to happen.
I mean, yeah.
But his family took over.
He was quite a large man. But yeah, that's what we, I don't even know why we started calling him Deep Dish.
Look like a big old gangster. I call him a Deep Dish. What's up, Deep Dish?
That was his gangster name.
Yeah, it's his gangster name. He'd laugh.
Yeah.
He didn't speak English all that well. He understood what we were talking about. He didn't speak.
Yeah, he knew what we were talking about. But like,
he says he's a pizza gangster. He's looking at me like that.
Pizza gangster.
I call him Deep Dish. And he's sitting there grinning and shit.
I used to,
got that. So that's his gangster. That's his pizza gangster name.
Yeah.
Deep Dish.
I used to really like their white pizza.
Yeah.
The white pizza with just like the chunks of tomato on it. Ooh, that was delicious. And the one they had, the what do you call it? The Sicilian. Their Sicilian was really good too. But I usually wasn't hungry enough to eat that because that motherfucker was like that thick. And it gave you big squares, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so it's 10:30.
Yeah, I'm getting.
And I'm getting kind of tired.
Yeah, me too.
I feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll feel...
Hopefully you'll be better in the morning. We get something to eat. Or get something to drink tonight.
Huh?
Hopefully you feel better so you can drink at the club.
I mean, if I can't drink at the club, it's not...
It's not the end of the world.
At the end of the world. I can just drink water or soda. I don't care.
Pookie's fighting with
Like I said, I just want to go dance. I don't really care if I get drunk or not.
Pookie's fighting with the fucking... What do you fight with a strength?
She's got the charging cable.
She got the charging cable.
Get it, baby, get it.
Get it.
Oh, she's like, I'm just going to keep it.
I'm going to take a shower.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up for this evening.
We had a whole fucking food show. Today was a food show.
Well, that's always fun. Okay. Everybody eats food. Yeah. You know what I mean? And people were kept talking about it, so that's why we talked about it. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the show this evening. I had a good time, always do, even though I couldn't drink on it, but that's okay. I didn't really notice the difference, to be honest with you. All right, so we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Have a good rest of your evening, you guys. Have a good weekend, and we will see you guys again on Monday for the movie review, which I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we'll figure something out. So, good night. We'll see you on Monday.